this, do not go after Olive or Nemo or anybody else that is being mentioned. Nobody's looking for any kind of like pitchfork and torches and go get him, retaliate. Do not do that. And if this happens, please let me know. Like, please. Don't every single one of you need to make up your mind listening to everybody here. Do not make this worse by going and attacking people on the list on the background or anybody. Like, chat, you guys need to chill out a little bit, okay? I understand. I get it. This is not easy. Chill out. My intention of being here is to, how do we move forward as a one community, obviously, but how do we move forward? Like, there are people on that list that are problematic. It's true. That have done shitty things to me even. But I'm disappointed because I appreciate so many people that seem to have been involved with this list. And I want to know, how do we stop this? How do we move forward to make positive impact? Where are the constructive conversations? I get it. They're going to be uncomfortable, but they're critical. What do we do? People are saying this is not moving forward. That's what the intention of me being here, that's my intention right now. I want to know how we move forward.
I want to also bring up something. So there's an oversimplification of complex issues. It's sound bites. Y'all are basing your opinion off of sound bites. If we had a sound bite of Olive saying, "You people," and we posted it to our Discord and said, "This is what Olive said to a black creator," it's an oversimplification of complex issues. It's reducing multifaceted topics to bite-sized clips and hashtags. You have to understand nuance. You have to understand that there is an erosion of dialogue happening. Instead of fostering understanding, call-out culture creates an environment where people are afraid to express their thoughts because they're going to be publicly shamed. It is a mob mentality and groupthink. Because if you don't jump on the bandwagon, if you don't say, yes, this person's a problem. Now, I will say this: Nemo blocked me. I don't know, blocked me or just unfriended me. Never had a conversation with me. Never messaged me, which is fine. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. It's fine. But like, this is the groupthink mentality we're talking about. Someone says, this person's bad, block them. And I was a part of that. There was a certain groups of people, which I wasn't going to say names, but we're going to say names. Artemis and her entire fucking like huge groupies, they do this big thing where like, they're like, oh, this person's bad, block them. I'm not going to give you any context, block them. And if you don't do it, you're part of the problem. If you don't block the person that they claim is a racist or a transphobe or a homophobic, they call you those words. So you have to. They come to the fight with pitchforks and fire and say, you have to do these things, because if you don't, you're exactly like the person we're telling you to block. No context, no proof, nothing. You have to do it. And this is the problem, because we're on this list. And do you see, I asked Olive, is there any substantiation to what happened? And Olive said, no idea, no proof, no facts, no receipts. It's just a fucking burn book. Y'all are bored. Go play outside. You're fucking bored at this point. I just don't understand. And the mental health impact that it's having on creators that you think you can just randomly throw out accusations about and don't think it's going to hurt them. People are getting hurt. You're hurting people. And the people that you claim to care about, the performative actions that you're like, I want to fight for all the BIPOC people and LGBT. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because you're showcasing that you don't. Like people's mental health. Like me and Mel witnessed the cyberbullying of Tweener. Relentless. Where they were thinking about taking their life, and when that happened, the cyberbullying doubled. Y'all don't care.
That brings me to a very important part. There were people on that list that were told to unalive themselves. It was KYS specifically. That's what, and ironically, there's people on that list for telling Schnazis to do that.
It's very hypocritical.
Right.
So what Paige said, what's the solution? Instead of striving for approaches that encourages understanding, forgiveness, and nuance, rather than simply tearing someone down in a public forum, which is what this is, what these things are happening. You're tearing someone's credibility down in a public forum just because it makes you feel better. How does one grow? How do we all get better? What's the solution? Like you're presenting problems and problematic people. What's the solution? Bully them? And by the way, all the problematic people right here, we're not going anywhere. Sorry, we're not going anywhere. So I don't know what your solution is. What do you think is going to happen? You're not creating a culture of empathy and constructive criticism and support. You're creating a unsafe mob mentality where you have to listen. You have to listen to me about this person. This person's bad. This is not what the believe all victims sentiment is. You can't just say shit. That's not what the belief, because we do believe victims 100%. I believe victims instantly. I don't need context. I don't need anything. But the things that are written, the character assassination that's going on currently, is this isn't what that's about. Because we've addressed the things that have been brought up. We've addressed those things. And it's just not enough. I don't know. It's up to Pablo if he wants Olive back on the panel. Also, everyone in the box, if you're not talking about the backgrounds, because there's a lot of people in the box. I don't know why. I don't know who the people are. Someone said I don't believe victims.
I mean, it's not to me. Like if you don't, you'll have all these, booger eaters, honestly, upset and spam in the comments. So I mean, it's not up to us.
When Nemo said what happened with Geeky, I blocked Geeky instantly, all of Geeky's accounts instantly, because I believe victims. I do believe victims 100%. I don't question. Yeah, I don't know who these people are in the chat. Wait, what did you say, Pablo?
It's not up to me. If you don't, they'll just keep spamming. So, I mean, what's the voice of a black person, right? Right. I don't want the person who is advocating for the person that is perpetuating harm in my life on the panel. I didn't want them here, and yet the crowd wants them here. So I guess fuck victims, right? Cool.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. But yeah. If you're on some sort of backup account and I don't know who you are, I'm not accepting you because I don't know who you are. So I don't know. Who made the list? A group of people made the list. I guess random people made the list.
So I just want to point something out that I was informed of. Hold on one second. My kids are very loud in the background. Hold on.
Go ahead.
So there was a name on that list that had victimized somebody. And the way that it's been presented, like that they collectively thought of that list and put that together with people those people have harmed, or right? Well, it was brought to my attention that the person who was victimized did not give their consent to share their story or have their perpetrator put on that list. So it's making it seem like it's less about the victims and more about them just making up people to put on the list.
Yeah.
So it was brought to my attention by that victim. So you guys aren't listening to victims either.
Hello, guest. How old are you?
So please don't put the list back up.
Okay. How old are you, guest? These are just rant lists of people. I don't know who these people are, so we're just gonna see. Yeah, Danielle, for sure. Hello? Goddess? Hello? You're muted. No? Okay. Nothing coming through.
No, you guys, we were just informed that somebody didn't give their consent to have the person that caused them harm to share their story. So we're not going to put the list back up anymore knowing that.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Hey, Becca.
Hey, so as someone who was personally harmed by two of those people on the list, quote unquote, on the list, right? When you asked Brandon, what is the solution? I know from both people that have harmed me, there is no accountability on either one of those people. So, hell yeah, I'm going to bring it up in a year if I don't see them, if they have not shown that they have done any sort of work. Hell yeah, I'm going to bring it up again. Hell yeah, I'm going to shout to the rooftops, hey, this person is harmful towards Black women. Be careful. Hell yeah, I'm going to shout it from the rooftops.
For sure. No, I wasn't speaking on anyone else on the list except for
Okay.
myself. Yeah, I wasn't
Got
because I honestly don't know half the people on the list.
Yeah, and I 100% agree with that. Oh, go ahead, Mel.
The thing is that these are not victims have never came to me ever. Like victims directly of, something that had happened on live. Like these things are not victims. Sure, keep speaking out. The thing is behind the
100%.
scenes on TikTok, you guys don't know what goes on. You can see it a little bit in public discords, but in DMs and when you get deeper and deeper, there's friendships being made, and then there's sabotage happening, and there's people getting cut off and people getting upset, and then not being able to just accept that maybe someone doesn't want to be friends with them anymore, right? And then they attack each other. And then they do it in a way that it traps people on live where they cannot defend themselves because it's not about accountability. It's literally about they want us gone, and when we're not gone, they just keep coming back. So, and it's really difficult, right? Because of course we want to believe anyone who says anything that they've been directly harmed by someone. And again, if there's something specific, if there's some person that has been specifically harmed by me or any of my friends, and they want to speak to us directly, absolutely will listen and continue to take accountability. unfortunately, a lot of the times it's not what it seems to be. It's just they literally want us gone.
Yeah, I respect that, Becca, and I would too. If I consistently saw people
100%.
still doing the shitty behavior, 100% call them out, and I will, I will try to be that champion to make sure that that happens in my place of privilege. But yeah, like Mel said, like what does accountability look like? That's what we're constantly lost because Mel has, and I'm not trying to say that I'm giving Mel the like pass. Like I'm not saying that Mel's accountability was like acceptable because I can't. It wasn't Timmy. I wasn't part of that group that she harmed.
Yo,
That
hold on really
that
quickly though. Like Reggie, we talked about this, and from the situation that happened, the racism that happened on Mel's that particular show, whatever. We can't. We're white. It is not for us to.
right, that's what I'm saying.
But that's the problem. Is as a white woman, and I know it's not going to sit well with a lot of y'all. You guys are upholding this accountability kind of chart when it's actually kind of like not allowing people of color their voices. And I get it, you don't want harm to come to them. However, if Mel makes an apology or any one of us make an apology for racism, it is not for white people to say, it's good enough, good job, okay, that was a good one, stuck the fucking landing. It's not.
Exactly.
And I feel
Yeah.
like that's who I'm talking to the most when I do have these conversations, rather than listening to Black women in particular.
Right.
I've had this
And that's
conversation with Pablo. We've had this conversation talking about the harm that white femme presenting and white women on the left can present.
right. And that's what I mean by like I was being held to the flame for what they were accusing Mel of. But like what is my position in that? Like if she's still doing the bad behavior, I would not be associated with it more. I would stop. But I haven't
Yeah.
seen that behavior, so I don't what you expect from me?
Oh, you're breaking up. You're breaking up, Reggie, a little bit. No, you're fine. Um, so so yeah. Sorry, Becca. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I just want to, Reggie, with all due respect, just the end part there kind of just irked me a little bit when you said that you're not seeing it. With all due respect, sometimes it's not for you to see because you have never experienced that, right? You don't know some microaggressions that Black women or Black people face. You know what I'm saying? So just because I know and I know you just said it, but I just want this for everybody. And like what Paige said, just because you don't see it does not mean that other people have not caught it and have not called it out.
Agreed. 100%.
Yeah.
And that's why I was asking, that's what I was asking of the server. And there was nothing offered so that cuz like why would I there was dozens of people in that server that I don't interact with. I don't know who all of them are. I don't speak to them on a personal level. I speak to Mel every single day. So like and you're right. That's not an excuse. 100%. But that's what I was asking for, and it just seems like it can never be offered. It just like that's where the struggle is we it can never be offered examples of what we're doing that's still doing wrong, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they bring up the same thing that happened years ago, and then we say, "Oh, we're sorry," and then they're like, "Oh, okay," and then it goes quiet. It's very quiet, and then a year later,
Yeah.
they bring up the same thing, and we're like, we're still sorry. We're still growing. We're still learning. We're trying to evolve and be better people consistently. Like I love when people like tell me like, "Hey, Brandon, like you can't say those things. Like that sentence is anti-indigenous or racist or bigoted." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you for telling me." Normally people in my in my group of friends and trusted people that I surround myself with, they'll just message me. Just like, oh, Brandon, you said that thing on live. You just don't say that anymore because it's rooted in this. Thank you. I had no idea. Never happen. It'll never happen again. Thank you so much for letting me know. Done. That's where it ends. Like if one of my straight friends says like something that's homophobic, I'll be like, hey, don't say that. That's
Right.
you can't say that. And they're like, why? I'm like, well, because it's rooted in this or it has this context. And then whatever. Now I'm not tone policing and saying this is how people should react to these things, but like that harbors like it fosters a sense of like growth where I'm able to grow from that and not be like, up, said one thing, canceled, out, you're out the door. I'm like, what? What? What do you mean? Like what happened? I don't know what happened. And no one tells us these things. They don't message us. They don't give us the privilege of being like, hey, what you said or what you did or whatever is problematic. Let's have a conversation. It's just like all of a sudden there'll be call out lives.
Yeah, it's like whispering behind our backs, right? And that's the thing when we're talking about not seeing it. Of course, like parts that's the part of intersectionality that, I've really had to like grow to understand. And that's what microaggressions are, right? Typically people within not in those groups don't pick up on these microaggressions. And it's about becoming aware of these things. But if we're not being told that we've made a mistake, it is difficult to grow. Of course, doing some of the because there's a lot of different intersections. There's a lot of different groups that we have a lot to learn about, and we're doing this as we go. So of course, if we're not picking up on something and seeing something happening within one of our friends, and someone else is seeing it, please tell us. Please tell us. We actually want to take accountability on these things.
Yeah, DMs are open. Someone said in the chat, some random, I'm not sure it is, PhD, y'all got told no. No one messaged us these things. Like saying that Pablo was a G rumor. Not a single message about what that was. Nope. Not a single message.
Mm-hmm. And the allegation didn't even come to my attention until I saw the list.
Jeez, that's
Yeah. So there's just a whole bunch of like things that are just being written down in this burn book, and I just again we're only referring to things that I can speak about, which is the things about me that I know are not true. If there were things, I'm not speaking about anybody else's experience. Again, maybe there are problematic people and maybe the statements about them are 100% factual. In that case, different story, different scenario. Go after them. Go for it. I believe victims. This is like, if that's the case, it's kind of like the Bible where they sprinkle in like places that are real and then they put like supernatural things on top of that. Like other stories are supernatural. So it's just like some things which are objectively wrong, which we can talk about like bullet point by bullet point. We can go after every single one of them. The fact that someone said that I helped Adora hide what Adora did. I haven't had a single conversation with Adora. Not a single one. Not messaging. Not a phone call. Nothing. How am I hiding what Adora did? What?
And nobody here talks to Adora anymore,
No.
personally or publicly. We don't have anything to do with that person. We all agreed collectively that what she did was awful and doesn't deserve the support. We absolutely, again, you guys are claiming that we helped her hide. I need evidence of that.
Brandon, I'm sorry, I'm trying not to be emotional, but it hurts me when you call it a burn book, because as someone who was silenced, it feels like you're trying to do it again. And I know that I'm so sorry, I can't speak on what is on the list about you guys, but as someone who was directly affected, you calling it a burn book, like it shouldn't matter, really. hurts because I was silenced before by two of the people on that list. And it just feels like we just continue to be shat on every single day, silenced every single day. So for you to call it that, it just feels like a slap in the face to me. And now and this is what?
Ignore the comments. They're awful. Becca, you're valid. I agree. That's a
Like,
valid ask.
You're right.
and
You're right.
and no, but like I understand Brandon, Paige, or I don't know Paige is on the list, but Pablo, Mal, Reggie, I understand why you like I get that, right? I understand why you would call it a quote unquote burn book in your situation. I
Sure.
get it.
Yeah.
I understand that. And I do want to say that. I get it. But to me, as and other victims that did 100%, and we have receipts, we
Yeah.
have proof for days,
hmm
it just feels like a bit of a slap in the face that you were calling it that.
That's valid. 100%. So I think it lose. So and this is my issue with the list. I think the things that are real important, like the things that you're talking about, loses its impact when they're throwing personal attacks at people just to do it. Just to include us in the list of someone who actually is harming other people, it makes it seem like maybe I didn't word that correctly. Like the thing you experience is valid. I trust you. I believe you. That should be in this. That should be in this list. That should be in this list. 100%. Oh, I couldn't agree more with you. Those are the things that we should be addressing and informing people about. Your story matters. Your story matters. What happened to you, and so it doesn't happen to other people. 1,000%. But then, what's happening to me and my friends currently is that we're being clumped into this list where real things are happening, the things that we should be focusing on, the things that we should be, our focus should be on this and making sure it doesn't happen ever again. It dilutes it. It dilutes the level of harm that you received, and that, does that make sense? Is that
Yeah. Yeah.
okay?
Yeah. No, like I
See,
said,
this
like
is what I want, Becca. I want to know how can I support you?
Well, can I?
Like just learning this. Like I think this is. Well, go ahead, Reggie. I'll be quiet. I just.
That's valid. I want to know the answer to that too, for sure.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear the question. Sorry, go ahead.
No, your question. I want to know the answer to your question too, what you were going to ask her. I was just going to chime in on, I don't know, I'm having so much trouble focusing right now. Go ahead, Paige. Ask. Go ahead.
This was the first time learning of this, so I'm asking. That's what I want for this conversation to come out of that conversation. Lots of different things, but how can I best support you, Becca? And if you want to tell me that privately, I totally get that. But I want to. I hear your pain. I'm like,
That's what I remembered, is that I want to take the list of harmful people seriously too. I do, because as we've all agreed, there are people there that have caused some serious harm, and like Becca, you're saying that, there's people that you've been hurt by, and I take that very seriously. So the way that it was presented, it was a secret list. It was just a private list for that one server, because there was threats of, if we find out who's letting this list out, whatever, it will be dealt with, type of thing. So like, okay, you guys, that's Nemo's right to have her little list in her server. That's fine. But now people are being attacked for having people on the list on their panel. So like, it's not meant to be a private list. That's not, so like the validity is important, like we're saying. And that's where I think that's why, yeah, I don't want that to be dismissed either. And like, and I don't want, if I am causing harm, if I deserve to be on this list, I want to address that for sure. And it doesn't seem like anybody can. And that frustration comes. And yeah, like when I see, if mine and Brandon and Mel If mine and Brandon and Mel's like stories are kind of not, are just thrown up there, I don't know the rest of them, and I don't know the validity of the rest of them. And that's what I don't like. Yeah, you guys, I don't know who the mod was. Please don't. I don't know who that mod was, but we don't accept that. Please don't do that. Becca was she was being genuine and emotional, and she's allowed to.
Kristen,
And she should feel safe like
if you want to
that here.
send me who that was, like privately, I get that, but no, don't do that. Don't do that to Becca.
Also, I think that the list should, if
Okay. Thanks, Kristen.
I think that the list should be made public so that this person who you were a victim of is known. Like it shouldn't be in a private Discord and being threatened. That if like Reggie said, if being threatened if you share it out, there's gonna be problems. I think that's another one of the issues. Like if it's such a, and it needs to be addressed. It needs to be addressed publicly. It needs to be put out in the public eye so people know that these people are harmful. But that's why I'm calling it the burn book. The idea of the burn book is like a private thing amongst friends so they can talk shit on other people, and that's just where I'm coming with that. Nemo, you're welcome to join. I'm not gonna like scream at you, Nemo. I don't want to have again, I want to reiterate, anyone who's watching this live, do not come for anybody who is in opposition of what we're saying. Do not end up in their DMs. Do not end up messaging them or messaging your friends. This stays here. We're not doing that. We're not going to continue the cyberbullying cycle. We're going to stop. So I'll keep saying that throughout the live. That's not the intention of this live. That's not the intention. Or dox people. Don't be doxing people. Don't be going after them. This is a conversation that we're having about a list that was created in a Discord server about certain creators. And again, I'm only going to talk on when I'm saying what I'm saying. I'm only talking about what I know about me and what I know about my friends. That's all that we can't discuss anything further because I don't know. I don't know these people. So, but Becca, we have a few more people in the box. I appreciate you, friend,
Of course, thanks.
and thank you for jumping on.
And can I message you about the mod that? Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Will do.
Please do.
Okay,
Thank you, Becca.
thanks.
So I think Mia fixed her mic.
Okay. Oh shoot! I didn't mean to. Sorry. I don't know who this person is. Okay, Mia. Okay.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Hey, I can hear you now. How old are you for TikTok purposes?
29.
Okay. What's up?
I wanted to give an opportunity because I heard you earlier talking about the harm that this is causing to victims who may have been harmed by people on the list, but also people on the list that are now being harassed. And I wanted to know if anybody in that community wants to take accountability for doxing a sex worker of color. If they would like to come forward and explain how they thought it was okay to steal photographs of said sex worker and send it to their employer, I would love them to come forward. And just to let you know, I do have information on where the IP address came from. So even if you think you're safe from a VPN, there are ways to figure this stuff out. So I want you to have the ability to come forward now.
Yeah, feel free. I guess protect the victims, right? Maybe it's not protect the victims anymore.
Or only
Maybe it's
victims that they
selective.
seem worthy.
Right.
It doesn't matter if you're a BIWOC or an SW or any member of a marginalized community. Then all of a sudden we're silent, right?
I mean, I don't know why Nemo is not. We've sent Nemo quite a few requests to join. I'm not sure why Nemo is not Why are you not jumping in? Nemo, this is happening in your server. Like, there's a level of accountability. If you didn't write the list, you could have stopped the behavior from happening. Like, we keep inviting you up. I mean, you blocked me or whatever. Maybe you didn't block me, maybe you just unfriended me pretty fast. I don't know.
Oh, I was blocked a while ago.
Oh, really?
I would be on the big list if I was a big enough creator, but I was on the first list. So
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, feel free to message me anything you want to. And I appreciate you.
absolutely. And
Yeah,
if anybody
jumping in.
else does have information about the situation and they know what I'm referring to, please feel free to message me. This person is now, fearing for their safety, and they're taking time to heal. And I'm doing everything I can to help them as someone who does S work themselves. This is not okay. And I will do anything I can to protect my community. And I try to be a very, very safe space, especially as a biracial Black woman who's been silenced enough on this app and accused of protecting predators when I'm a survivor 3 times over, and I'm currently going through my own legal battle to get justice for my own cases. This is ridiculous. It needs to end. The white woman catty gossip bullshit needs to end. And that's all I have to say. Thank you for having me host.
Yeah, thank you, friend. Have a good night.
Thank you,
You
sister.
too.
Thank
Bye,
you for
Fama.
sharing.
Um,
I'm sorry, but this is a pattern that we white women. This is a pattern.
yeah.
Hi. So I just wanted to address a couple things that you said.
Wait, how old are you for
Um,
TikTok purposes?
I'm 21.
Okay.
So I was the second person who Becca was speaking of. And so she did not get to see my comment. And I get that you're saying you're not talking about AG being on there, but I do think when you keep framing it as if it's like a burn book, that is a very incorrect framing of what that was. I don't know anything about the other people on there. Frankly, I'm pretty sure I still follow some of the people just because I haven't even had a chance to unfollow them. But when it comes to like AG, one saying that people should make it public, it should never be on the victim. Number one, it is for them to decide to tell their story when they are ready. So for you to say,
Yeah, I
well,
agree.
if they're harmful, you should make it public. That is putting a lot on the victim.
I didn't say
Keep
that.
in mind, either it was you, it was someone on the panel who said it. So it
But
might not have been you.
wait 1 second.Hold on. So
Mhm.
I don't know about the situation with AG because I'm
I
I'm
hold
not
on.
AG. I'm not
I get that. Hold on. And that's why I
disqualifying the
said
situation with AG. I'm
that's
so
why I
confused.
said hold on. That's why I said you're framing it as being a burn book
It was a burn book for me and my friends, yes.
for you and your friends, but speaking on the list in its entirety,
That's the
like
only
just
that's the
don't say it.
hold on. That's the only thing that I know about. I like there's 4 creators that they wrote bullshit about. And they're all factually wrong. 4 creators that I know personally. It's all burn book. It's all fucking bullshit pulled out of their asshole. There's no validity to what they're saying. So this is what I was saying before. When you write bullshit about a whole bunch of creators that I can prove that's wrong and not factually true, and then you write things about other creators, it loses its power. Because already I know the people who are writing this list are lying. I'm not saying all the people writing the list are lying, but there's definitely some. The credibility goes out the window. So
So
I believe victims 100%. Again,
like
this is not about not
so
believing victims.
again, I think what I'm telling you is rather you feel as if the credibility is shot or not, you calling it a burn book is my issue. Like, I get that you don't know anything about the AG situation. And again, I get it wasn't you who said it, but whoever was saying pretty much for victims to make it public if someone is actually harmful, it's BS to put that on a victim. Keep in mind, this AG stuff just happened, I think, maybe 3 days ago, in which she literally told me to my face I should have expected her to be racist to me because she was white. So I'm saying just be very cautious on how you're framing it. I get that you keep saying, I'm saying for me and my friends it was a burn book. don't like, I get it, it's your platform, whatever, but saying it that way sounds very fucking shitty when there's people on there who cause some real fucking harm.
Yeah,
So
it,
when
it
you
is
keep
it is
saying
shitty when
burn
when
book,
they assassinate our character. It's very fucking shitty with zero
I
substantiation. I agree. That's a
Imagine,
very
I'm gonna
shitty
be
thing.
so real. I don't care about your character. I don't give a
imagine
shit.
having, excuse me,
Like,
imagine
I
having your
don't.
name on a list of known harmful people and you're added on there too with
So then
false information, and you're saying that we're not, like, we can't be upset about that?
you can be upset, but I keep saying when you're framing it, I get you keep wanting to say that it's for your friends, but then you keep saying burn book, burn book. I'm saying when you frame it that way, it makes it seem as if the whole entire list is that same
I
way.
never said that.
Did I not just say I get that you did not, that's not the words that came out of your mouth, but that's the way that it comes across as?
Great. Well, then I'm telling you that's not what my intention is, and that's not what I'm
Great. So
saying.
then be
Like,
very
us
cautious
being
because a lot of people who are victimized by those people on
us
that
being
list is
on
in
that
here.
list makes us victims to that, the people who put us on that list as well, though.
Great. Good.
So
I
you're
don't
like
care.
downplaying our feelings of being put on a list of actual problematic
I'm
people.
down. Do you think victims can't say stuff that can still be harmful? Like, are you saying you can't say something that's harmful? I'm saying calling it a burn book is harmful. That's it. That's
So
all I
we won't
said.
call it, well, we won't call it a burn book anymore. Is that like, I think that's the best. We'll make sure that we don't call it that anymore.
Yeah,
Is that
that's good
okay?
enough. That's good enough
Okay.
for me.
That was your only contention?
That and then the fact that we did make it public. Me and Becca have been on multiple panels. We shared screenshots everywhere.
Wait,
And
when?
You don't have to make these things
Reggie, we
public.
did. Weren't you in Nemo's server, Reggie? When you
I
said
got
when?
kicked out of Nemo's server
Yeah, you
because
got
I
kicked
was
out
defending
after.
myself.
Kind of me too.
Yeah, but I'm saying you got
Not,
kicked out days after. So we did share them in there.
no,
We
no,
did.
I
This
okay,
you got
the
kicked out
list
days
was
after.
the list. It doesn't mean that I saw it. And it that if it was in Nemo's server, it wasn't public.
It
Like the
was.
list.
I'm not talking about the list. I'm not talking about the list. I'm talking about when you said you should make it public what occurred. I'm saying me and Becca, we did make what occurred public. Just to be clear.
Wait, what occurred? I was saying make
Nemo's
the
server. We made it clear what happened in Nemo's server. We posted it multiple
about
other
what?
places with
About what?
AG. I'm not talking about y'all. Again, I just said in the beginning, I know
Oh.
nothing about y'all. I'm talking about when you said that if someone's being victimized, you should make it public. My whole point is you keep saying make it public when we did make it public. We did.
We were talking about the list. We were talking about make the list public.
Then you need to clarify that you were speaking specifically on the list
I'm
because you were
clarifying
saying
now.
if
That's what we're
someone's
taught. This
harmful, hold
entire
on.
conversation is about the
I'm still
list.
speaking.
What
I'm
is happening
saying
right now?
you said if someone is harmful, then you need to make that clear. So I'm not speaking specifically on the list. I'm talking about making it clear that someone was harmful. I'm saying we did make it clear that AG was harmful. That's
It's
it.
not just about AG though. It's about everybody on the list. That's
Well,
what I
didn't
think that's what
didn't
Brandon
I
was
initially
saying.
come up here and say I don't know much about, like I don't know anything about y'all, so I'm not talking about y'all?
What would you like us to do in this situation?
Nothing. I want you to stop calling it a burn book. That's it. And you already said you
Oh,
would do it, so that's it.
Okay, that's fair. Thank you for your
great.
input. Thank you.
What can we call the list so we're not just downplaying it with calling
We're
it a
not gonna
list?
we're not talking about the list after this anymore. I think this
That's true
is
too.
like
That's
honestly
fucking
like
true.
this
Oh,
I'm still
this is why this is called the finale. This is going to be the last time we're addressing this, because this is what happens: is the people who are trying to get a rise are succeeding. So we're not doing this. We're going to address things. We're going to take accountability for things we need to take accountability for. We're going to talk about things that we need to talk about, and then we're not doing it again. This is a distraction to real, like, I'm sorry, this is a distraction from the reason I have my platform. The platform is to protect LGBTQ kids and to let minority groups and marginalized communities know that they're valid and they're safe and they're protected. That's why I started this platform. That's it. I'm sorry.
yeah, and again, like it was about anybody that could be held accountable to be held accountable. And I get like I haven't heard how what that looks like. What does the accountability look like is what I'm still
I can only talk about myself on this
Right.
list. That's all.
Yeah.
I don't know about anybody else on the list. I'm going to keep saying that. I don't know. I'm not talking about anyone else on this list that random people have created. Sorry. Nicole, hello. How old are you for TikTok?
Hi, I'm 34.
Cool. Okay, what's up? What's up?
Yeah.
One second. I'm sorry, Nicole. 1 second. We have some racism
Yeah.
bullshit going on in. So
I got
can
it.
Nicole? Would you mind if we turn the comments off just till they calm down a little bit? It's just somebody keeps coming in with like
With
some
like
really bad
monkey
shit.
emojis.
But
Yeah, that's
I don't want you, Nicole, to feel like that. Do you see what I mean? Like, I don't want people. If you want the comments off for a little bit because they're getting kind of ugly. It's up to you.
Nicole. Oh, there we go. Yeah, the comments were turned off.
Okay, I guess the comments were off then.
What's up, Nicole?
Yeah, sure. So I am aware of the list. I am a Nemo server. I just want to preface this by saying that I wasn't even like really supportive of like doing it in the first place. However, I think like something that's missing here and something that needs to be acknowledged is the fact that the reason why it was created in the first place. And I think that we have seen, especially women and femme presenting people, have been victimized a lot by many large creators, right? And we have seen this. This is not only with me, but friends and friends of friends, right? And I think the original point of the list was to create a place where people can just find some community and also be cautious. And I don't think that this was supposed to be an endeavor to like blacklist people or cancel people or say these people are awful people, right? I think the actual point was for victims of a lot of large creators to kind of be able to come together and talk about the experience. And I think especially as a small creator, it is very hard to get your story out and it's very hard to be believed. And I think, again, the original point was not to cause harm. I think the original point was to try to protect other femmes.
Do you think false accusations cause harm to people?
I don't really think that I should talk about that because I don't think that is what I'm referring to, right?
I'm just asking you just in general. Like, do you think that false accusations can cause harm to someone's mental health or their
Yes, they can. It's
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah, for sure. So there's false accusations about me and my friends in this that we can prove objectively. So that's what we're addressing in this live, and that's why we're here. I'm not talking about anything else about any other creator because there's a lot written about a lot of different people, but the issues that we're having with this list is that it's being used as a means to discredit, and it seems like it's like the larger creators that they're going after specifically.
Well, that was exactly my point, right? Was that the main fact was that a lot of people have had issues with larger creators, and a lot of victims can't get their stories told because nobody listens to us. Just like Becca and Lens were talking about before, they told their story. They explained what was happening. Still nobody knew. Still nobody talked about it. And I think that the point of this was, again, I'm not talking about you specifically or your friends, right? I'm just saying on the larger scale, it wasn't supposed to be this burn book, right? This was
Sure.
supposed to be trying to warn other femmes about what's going on in some of these discords and communities.
Yeah, so the thing before it lists everyone, it says following cleanse, which is a very odd verbiage. But anyways, we'll skirt past that. Following cleanse. So many of these creators have disappointed and harmed people, and it's good to take caution. Many have had one or more opportunities to take accountability for the harm they have perpetrated and haven't. That's a this happened. This statement is what all these creators have done. That's a lie.
I'm sorry. Like, I feel like I know that this is just centered around you all. And I think like when you're talking, however,
Yeah, we're on the list.
wait, I'm sorry. I just want to finish, right? I understand that this is centered around you all, but when you're talking about the list as a whole, like the list was something that was trying to come against large creators. That's just not the case. If you guys are having an issue with being on the list, and wanting to address the claims that were made, I don't really care, right? But like to categorize the whole thing as if it was just a bunch of lies is just kind of misleading and kind of rude. Wait, please let me finish. And kind of like dismissive to the victims.
Why don't people see that you're dismissing us as victims being put on this list?
But we didn't dismiss it all. We've said many times that there are very valid people that should, like, we think that should be on the list. That's what part of like the issue is like I feel bad because my friend Becca, who I respect very much, I had no idea she was affected like this. I didn't know there was a story. That's probably me sitting in my privilege and me not being like, I'm very far removed from all the servers that I'm in. Even though I'm in a lot of servers, I don't pay attention to them. But I'm
Reggie,
like,
that's kind of the point though, right? You didn't
you're
even
right.
know until the
You're
list was
right.
created.
You're right. But see, the validity of the list, it would like when I saw myself on that list with other people and Brandon and Mel and like other people that I know that are not guilty of the things that we were accused of, it like I don't know about the other people either.
Exactly.
And I don't know about what
That's the
people
problem.
like if the other things that were said about the other people are true either.
There is somebody on that list that harassed me like 3 years ago. And I'll say his name. I don't give a fuck. Chris. He harassed the shit out of me when I first started like co-hosting with Nate. I'll say names, y'all. I'm gonna bring it up. So yeah, I know that like there's some very like real stuff in there. For sure.
I guess what I'm trying to say, right, is that yes, I again, I wasn't a part of this list at all, right? But like, I am sorry that you guys were victimized to it, right? But I think like to just make blanket statements, right, and not acknowledging that victims are just trying to get their voices heard. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's just being swept under the rug right now
It's not.
because you guys were victimized.
Hold on. We're not sweeping anything. We're acknowledging that there are victims, and we believe victims 100%. Here is the issue, and I don't know why we have to keep saying this. Imagine someone made a list of P3DOs, and then they said, I'm going to list a whole bunch of P3DOs, and then they wrote Nicole on the list. And you're like, hold on. And then they wrote 4 of your best friends who you know are not on that same list. Your reaction would be, I don't know if this list is valid because I know me, I didn't do this harm that they're accusing me of. I know my friends didn't do the harm that they're accusing my friends of. That's the problem with the list. Because again, it loses its power when you're throwing false accusations out at creators who didn't do the harm that they're accusing us of. That's the issue. And that's why I called it a burn book. A whole bunch of people in a private server are writing this down without any sort of basis or facts. They're writing shit down on people that they don't like.
Wait, you said that you believe victims, correct?
I do.
And so if we are trying to make a community that's safe and we are being told these certain things that's happened, do you want us to ask for evidence about everything or do you want us to believe the victims?
I don't want you don't need to ask for evidence for victims. When Nemo said what happened with Geeky, I immediately blocked Geeky. I didn't ask for evidence. I didn't ask for screenshots. I didn't even hear the entire story. I immediately blocked Geeky because I believe fucking victims. This is not what believe victims is. That's not what that means.
Like, this is my point. Like, I don't think the harm was, I don't think there was any harm to try to come at you guys, right? Like, I think, like, we weren't, well, I wasn't part of it. I don't think the list was trying to, like, make false allegations against you,
Yes,
right?
it was.
It absolutely
Respectfully,
was.
Respectfully, did they ask Lex or like did they ask anything within the process? Because like an allegation of them being racist was brought to the table, and the innocent response was no, he's a G rumor.
It's not
Or
how
like
it's been
I'm the
but
like so like as a victim of racism, I was just screwed away, which is fine, I guess, in the
wait,
server.
that's
But
not
yet,
that's
that's
not
exactly what happened, though.
so I am not going to talk about Lex's story. They can do that themselves. What I'm talking about is the fact that like you, Brandon, just acknowledged, right, that
No,
you
yes.
blocked. Yeah, I'm just moving on. The fact that you blocked Geeky after Nemo said her story because you believe victims, right? And so that's what I'm saying, that the list was created because we were trying to believe victims,
Okay, should
not
people block
because
all of us?
I
Well,
don't I don't know. I don't know. I don't
Wait,
watch you
hold
guys, to
on.
be
But no,
honest.
no. Should every single
Wait,
person on this live block all of us? Because you're saying that that victims wrote this entire list, so apparently they should block every single creator on this
I
list, right?
didn't say that. I
Well,
did not
who are
say
you?
that.
Well, then you don't believe
I
the list, then.
wait,
I
Nicole, I have a clarifying question real quickly. Did you not say you didn't help create this list?
I didn't.
Okay. I just want to make sure that people understood that.
I
Are,
didn't. I didn't even
are
want the
we?
list to be created, right? But again, like I think like there was a mistake made by making a false allegation. I don't think that like the list was set out to try to destroy you. The victims were coming forward to tell their stories, and unfortunately,
No.
I guess you were caught in the crosshairs, right?
No.
If
So,
no,
No.
this is
are we supposed,
intentional.
This is
right? And
absolutely intentional.
are you suggesting that we accept that? I don't understand. Like,
Yeah.
are you accepting that people just like we have to accept ourselves being put on this list by people who I call and people who I called friends like unfollowed and dismissed me without speaking to me before dismissing us? Like, are you is that what you're saying?
I th- I think I think maybe you guys are either purposely misconstruing me or you're just not understanding what I'm saying.
That's
I
why I was
don't
asking.
and I'm trying to explain. I am not saying anything about you guys specifically. This is not a address like against you. I don't think anybody should just unfollow somebody just because of a list, right? It's up to them. You can make your own judgments. We're all adults. What I'm saying is that the intent, and I think I don't think it's actually really
There's an
worth saying
impact that
anymore.
you're ignoring. You're ignoring the impact of the list on the people who
And
shouldn't be on the list.
If the list is making more victims than are on the list, then what has the
I would
list
rather
done?
be on a list of victims. I mean, a list of like perpetrators than like not having victims tell
What
their
the fuck?
story.
That's
What?
very.
Like
wait,
You're
honestly, like
not on
I'm
the
so sorry.
list.
Like if
hold on.
I'm sure there's some lists out there that I could be on as well, right?
You're
Like
okay with being
let's
on
be
a
real.
list of them
That's not
calling you
Like
like
I feel
fucking
like this is
Jesus
kind of turning into
Christ.
something that it's really not.
You're
well,
dismissing our experiences here and being like,
And you're
well, you should be
dismissing the
okay with
victims'
it. No,
experiences.
we're not.
no, see, that's where we're saying we're not trying to do that though. Like that's why we're trying to clear this up because people have been really victimized. So we're trying to make sure that that gets heard, but also like that's what I'm trying to understand. Like, are you just saying to accept this about us?
No, I didn't say any of that. I literally didn't. I was just trying to explain why I think the list was created to begin
Well,
with,
we
was
understand
to
that.
try to protect
I
femmes.
know
That's
we
it.
understand that, but I think that's what the point is that it was terribly done. And it wasn't there wasn't that much thought going into it because there's many things on there that cannot be proven.
Again, right? I understand that. And I think like the point of me asking about believing victims was the fact that like again, you didn't ask Geeky for evidence. You didn't ask Nemo for evidence. And I think that's what came
Yeah,
about.
But we
Geeky
saw
was
the
accused.
evidence.
Yeah, Geeky was accused of essaying somebody.
And we
I
saw the
know that.
evidence. But the evidence was shared everywhere and we read it. Like it's not necessarily because we had to ask Nemo. It's because we read all of it. I read the screenshots of Nemo explaining the story. Like we all did our due diligence.
Yeah, I tuned into a couple of lives. I was screenshots were shared with me. I had one conversation, not with Gigi. I haven't spoken to Gigi at all since this happened.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make it about Nemo's story, especially
No,
since like
I
it's
understand. I just
yeah.
I want to make sure that it's addressed because Nemo is here and that Nemo understands. Yes, we do believe you, but when it was first told, I was like, oh my gosh. And then yeah, we saw like information, we saw screenshots. There were some lives that took place that I sat and I listened. Yeah, like yeah, there was stuff that was done. Or sorry, I got a message. Just got a message. I'm sorry. Um, it's almost like it's hard because it's like I even can look at that list and go, oh yeah, that person and that person, absolutely. And I've been affected directly by that asshole right there. Um, but then you see other things and you're like, but where's like what's going on? This is like the first I've heard of this. And it concerns me, and I'm not it concerns me when I see somebody who, a person of color whose name has been thrown out, and I'm looking at screenshots of a bunch of white femme presenting and women, and I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. He's not there to protect himself. Where's the context here? That to me, I don't know how to react to that, other than like what's happening. It's almost like should there have been two lists going on here? Like I don't know. It's just very, very confusing. I don't know. I'm getting tongue tied. Sorry, guys.
It looks like there's 25 people on the list. 7 people are the people that we are talking about. Actually, everyone here except for Paige is on this list. And the stuff that they're writing about, all of the people that you see on this panel, is utter bullshit. It's utter bullshit.
I'm also going to reiterate that like victims weren't fully they weren't fully involved in like the say of these stories, because not all victims were brought in for consultation on releasing their stories. So it's not about the victims. It seems very much more about going after people specifically.
That's just not true. It's just not true.
This
But
is coming.
I think
Wait, this is coming from a victim, though.
I understand that, and if their story was unfairly told, I think that should be addressed. But I also think that victims
So
are
wait,
speaking out.
is it not true, or should it be addressed? I don't.
Well, I'm not saying that you're lying. I'm saying that if that's true, then it should be addressed. But I also know that these were also other victims, perhaps of the same creator.
Okay, I just don't know what we're doing.
That would be my assumption. But I don't think this is going
I don't
to
think we
be
should be
very
making
fruitful.
assumptions. I don't think we should be making
So
assumptions, especially if you said you weren't involved with making the list.
again,
Also
I
funny
wasn't. So
say that
it's
we're
just
dismissing. It's funny
I
that
don't.
you're
I just don't
saying.
think this is really going to go anywhere. But
Yeah,
thanks for
because you
having me
keep
out.
saying the same thing, that we're
No,
dismissing victims and then
didn't
dismiss us
say
as
that.
victims.
I didn't say you were dismissing victims. I
Yeah.
specifically said why the list was created, and that's why I came on. I, in fact, said I'm sorry that you were caught in this mess, right?
But what you
So
don't understand is
I
that we
don't
were
think that this is going
intentionally,
to.
no, we were
I don't. Okay.
intentionally put on a list. I don't know who you are and how long you've been here, but we've been here long enough to know that people get intentionally put on lists to get blacklisted. And that's the problem with just putting people on lists. I could go make a list right now of a bunch of random people I don't even know and write shit about them. and there's no proof
And
of
that's
which
the
things are true and which things are not.
and we have a history with these people. These
Yes.
people do not like us. So the problem is you're having people who aren't using real stories. They're just being hateful people who are jealous of success. I'm not, again, listen very carefully what we're saying. We're not saying this applies to everybody on the list. We only know about our own experiences and what we're telling you what is happening. You can turn the comments back on.
I think we are intentionally added to a list of when some people are problematic on purpose. So people are like, oh, I know that person caused harm, so these must all cause harm. And then there's those of us on there that are like, oh, I didn't cause any harm, so maybe none of these people caused harm. And then you don't know what's true and what's not true.
Yeah.
But we're not caught in crossfires, and we're not accidentally put on a list. We were put on this list on purpose.
I just want to I just had some more information really quick. It sounds like there's another person that did not consent to their perpetrator being on the list, and that person is now harassing their victim. So we need to definitely not show the list anymore.
Yep.
And
Yeah. Well, there are, I'm getting messages as well. There are a couple of people that are live right now that have the list up. So if you guys see the live and you see the list, if you can pass the message on that there are people that
Protect the victims, right?
Tashika, you are, if you can let the host know that there are people.
Hello, Gus. How old are you?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
36.
All right. Do you know about the creator list?
Well, so I kind of got a bat signal to the live. Not that I have not seen the list. I've just heard about it. But I am one of those victims of people that are on this list. And I don't know. I just kind of wanted to come up and more or less see what was going on, but also like I was just listening to, I didn't catch what her name was, whoever it was that was just on panel just a minute ago who was talking about like people not being able to clear their names because, like I said, I was one of the victims of MBW, and I know that there's quite a few of them in here watching right now. So hi, girls. I was made to look like I was being abused by my partner, who was also a pretty big creator. And my name was tarnished and I was never given an opportunity to speak about it. And just how harmful these types of lists can be to not only creators when there's no evidence that's been like presented whatsoever, but also in real life. So again, not just on the TikTok streets, but in real life streets as well, because this has absolutely caused irreparable harm in real life with our kids, with our home situation, with everything. And
Yep.
it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting.
Oh, yeah. I'm watching the mental health decline of a lot of my friends who are on the list, and it's getting to like a scary point where like the cyberbullying and the little like the false accusations are affecting people in real time. We're not just pixels on a screen, y'all. Like people think that we're just pixels, and like I know people will like joke and say my show is on. I think it's cute when they say my show is on. I think it's funny, but like we aren't characters. We're real people that there's real ramifications to someone making false claims and false accusations and character assassination. There's a problem. There's a problem with that.
Absolutely. Like it got to the point to where like my fiance's ex was contacted, who he has children with. And it has gotten to the point to where it is now in the court system because of the lies and the bullshit that has been just spread by this group.
Yeah, public shaming. Turns out public shaming can harm someone's life. Crazy how that works. And also like accountability isn't accepted. There's no amount of accountability. That's accepted for these kinds of things. They will throw out the accusations. You can say sorry for basically years, which is what some of us have been doing, and it will not matter. It will not matter. It's the desire for accountability. It seems like that's what is wanted, but that's not what's wanted. They want to scare big creators off of the app, because I think it gets to a point where people see the impact that some people have, and there's like this thing that kicks in. I'm not saying this is in all situations, but in some situations, there's this thing that this jealousy aspect kicks in, where they're like, well, I want what they have. I want the numbers. I want the whatever, the views, whatever. It doesn't matter. This is all just parasocial bullshit. It doesn't matter, y'all. This is TikTok. It's a kid's dance app. Can we be for real? Yeah, I think that we need to strive for solutions and to strive for approaches that foster this safe environment to allow for accountability and allow for reparations and allow for people to grow and say, hey, that was a mistake on your end, and then watch to see if they do it again. And if they make a mistake, I know it's crazy. Oh my gosh, humans are making mistakes? What? We're going to make mistakes. I've said consistently, I'm going to say things that I don't know are bad, and they're going to be bad in the future because I'm a human. And then if someone comes to me and says, hey, Brandon, don't say that because it's rooted in this. And if I say it again, then I'm not learning. I'm not growing. Then I would say, yeah, problematic. That's problematic. If I'm not learning and evolving and trying to be better and trying to make sure I am being the advocate that I want to be, then yeah, for sure. Cancel. Fine. Block, mute, whatever you fucking have to do. I'm just, it gets to the point where it's just like, this impact it's having on people, on people and creating victims. This list is protecting victims, but it's also creating victims. So how is that beneficial? How's it beneficial? Because you're going after people who you know the things that you're saying about these people aren't true. You already know it. Because we've asked for proof consistently, and there is none. It's just a bunch of people writing false accusations and character assassination in writing. But I appreciate you telling us your story, friend. Thank you for jumping on.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thanks for doing this. And
Yeah.
just, it'd be nice to see all of this bullshit go away one of these days.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Thank you, friend.
Take
Have a
care.
good one. Hi, Lotus and B.
Hey. Nemo, I'd like to know why you aren't up here, and also why there's an updated list already instead of reflecting on this first off.
There's an updated list.
Yes. Yep. I would like to know, like,
Yeah,
what did I do? Like, I mean, I've known Nemo for quite some time. She knows my story. Like, this is just so shitty. I'm kind of at a loss for words here.
Hi. I was just addressing that the past conversations, how you guys both said they're trying to take down larger creators. I haven't even been doing this for a year, and I'm not a big creator, I don't think. So I'm just confused on why I'm on the list as well. Because as soon as I figured out about the geeky thing, I unmodded them, I unfollowed them, I blocked I blocked them. I'm not understanding.
Albie, when I saw you on that list, and it said supporting Geeky, I said, hold on, wait a minute. And I went back to the mod chat where I see you kicked Geeky out and looked at the date, and I'm like, yeah, okay. And you've not had Geeky in there when you unmodded. So that is an actual mistake on your list, Nemo. Like, I know that B can show you a screenshot of, because it literally says when Geeky was kicked out.
This is what we've been trying to freaking tell people is that there is just random shit written about bigger creators, and then that's all it is. Who made the list? It was a Nemo server. A few people made the list apparently. I don't know. It's just, who knows?
Hi.
Hey.
Hey, God of Logic. I love your streams, by the way. Sometimes I scroll into them.
Thanks.
You're
on the list. Congrats.
I'm on that list. T Diddy. Anyway, so I'm not okay. Before I actually give my actual take, right? Before I actually give my take, what is the actual harm? Like, has there been any real world harm to come from this, or is this just like internet beef?
You mean the list itself?
Right.
Yeah,
because I don't want to say something and then it's tone deaf because someone actually got hurt. So has any of that happened?
We learned that a woman of color has been doxxed and they're a SMEX worker, and I think their boss has been contacted, if I'm not mistaken. Pablo, is that what Mia said?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure I got it right.
An S worker was doxxed. Okay. Here's my thing, right? I think it is important to address these things, but all of us on this platform, all of us on this live right now, are large creators. And a lot of the other people involved are not. I literally don't even know who Nemo is, like, at all. I think it's really important not to ignore these people, but at the end of the day, what they always want is to have you acknowledge them in such a way that makes them feel like they're involved in your life and that they're involved in who you are and your day-to-day experiences. And I feel like that's what this is. I genuinely feel like that's what this is. All of us have large platforms. All of us have like hundreds of thousands of followers. All of us have large discords. And these people don't.
I think there's definitely some parts of it rooted in a jealous, which I brought up earlier. Like, there's definitely a jealousy factor that it's rooted in as well.
Well, it's not even like a jealousy
staying
thing.
relevant.
It's not even a jealousy. It could be. I heard that point, but it's more so these people are on the internet way too fucking much. They're on the internet way too fucking much, and they watch our content. They obsessively watch our content. And they want to be a part of our lives, whether it is positive or negative. And it seems like these people want to be a part of our lives in a negative manner. And I promise you they will shut the fuck up the second you stop acknowledging them. That is the best thing, right? People are going to call you problematic. People are going to call you like mean or rude or whatever the fuck. They're going to have opinions on you. I think, not to tell you what to do with your own platform, but lives like this make them feel important, and that's the last thing you want to do.
Yeah, no, I do agree with that point, because I had a few conversations earlier with some friends, and this is why I labeled the finale, because we're going to be addressing things that need to be addressed, and we're not going to keep recycling the same fucking bullshit consistently over and over, because this has gone on for years.
Right.
And people will keep bringing up, remember when you were, yep, I remember that. I remember when that bad thing I did like 3 years ago. Yes, well, I took accountability for it, and I grew from that, and I became a better, like, I'm trying to always advocate to do the right thing and do the right thing for the communities that I represent or fight for. But like, this is pointless. This is
100%.
a point. It's just a pointless, people are just bored.
as fuck.
Yes.
But that's why, like, really just protect your peace. At the end of the day, no one gives a shit. Obviously, like, for that S worker, like, go and protect them. Obviously, I think that should be the main thing people should be focusing on. Like, always checking up on them. If they have a friend, always having their location on, making sure that they don't get hurt, right? But other than that, bro, fuck them.
Well, I always say, like,
I don't.
I always say that, like, people don't accept apologies. They don't accept apologies, and there's no level of
Why are you
accountability that you
apologizing?
can. Well, I mean, I want to hold myself accountable for anything that I've done
You
that's
hold
problematic.
yourself accountable on your own time.
For
Fuck
sure.
these people. This is what I'm saying. When you go on live streams like this, and then I'm telling you, as someone who's done this, when you go on live streams like this, and you fucking sob and cry and apologize, you look like a sad sack of shit. And it doesn't actually
Yeah.
better the situation at all. Grow on your own damn time so you can feel better about yourself.
Right.
And any kind of changes that actually happen, it will be evident in your content. And then the appropriate people will watch it. Fuck these people.
Yeah.
They're not your friends. They don't know you. They are not the ones who are able to hold you accountable because they don't know you. They don't know who you are. I don't know who the fuck Nemo is. She could disappear today and I would never look up to acknowledge her absence. Ever. It's not worth it.
It's mob mentality and groupthink. Like, they're just like, oh, who's the person we're going after? Oh, this person. Everyone get him. Oh, we have no proof, but still get him. Just trust me. Like, I was like it's just a silly high school game.
Very much so.
Of being like, oh, that person's bad. Just trust me. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to give you any credible sources that they're bad, but just trust me. It's a real thing. And then when you don't, they're like, oh, you're part of the problem because you are disagreeing with who I don't like. So you're also this problem. That's not how the real fucking world works.
At all, but they don't have friends. These people don't have real world friends. Like,
parasocial relationships.
ever. They never do. It's really, none of it is worth it. Most of these kids are coming from fucking broken ass homes. They don't got shit else to do but cry on the internet.
I just feel like these are just like common day, like public shaming platform. We're like, who's the next person we're going after? It's always like, we don't always have to be going after someone, especially in the fucking community. Like, why are we not uplifting each other and holding each other accountable, but also like encouraging growth? Or encouraging someone to be better because
at that point if they have to address you at all, then you're ontologically evil. And at that point, you're not worth any kind of actual growth. The accountability that they're seeking is not actually accountability, right? If people actually sought for you to take accountability, they would not want for you to make an entire fucking live stream in front of 1,000 people and then talk badly about yourself. Because that doesn't actually propel growth at all. It never has, never will, and it's not healthy. You are never supposed to experience any of the feelings that you're experiencing in front of 1,000 goddamn people, right? You're not even supposed to be experiencing that in front of 500 people, 200 people, 100 people. You're never supposed to be experiencing it that way. You are supposed to be experiencing it with trusted friends, a therapist, your parents, your family. Those are the people who are supposed to keep you up, and those are the people who are supposed to help you take accountability. That's the point. This is why I don't you guys know me, right? I've been a part of like my fair share of controversy. The absolute second I stopped giving a shit is the second I stopped hearing about it. These people want to be a part of your life. They want to be the reason you don't exist anymore, and it's not worth it. Protect your peace. Mel, I don't know why you up here. You in this nice ass house, rich as fuck, stay at home mama. You, girl, get it, man, if you don't. No, let me hold a stop.
Hey, wait a minute.
What you doing up here, mamas? What you doing?
For the same reason,
Mel's on the list.
The same reason Brandon said earlier, literally to advocate for LGBTQ children so they know that they are heard, seen, valid, so they can have a better fucking future, and to educate their parents on how to support them. That's why I'm here. That's why
you keep doing that in your nice ass kitchen. You keep doing that, mama. You keep doing that. Have y'all seen Mel's house? God damn.
Yeah, her bathroom is bigger than my house. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh my.
I'm not jealous.
I'm low key jealous.
It's fine. It's whatever. But yeah, thank you for jumping on, Tashika. I appreciate
Of
it.
course. Have a good night, y'all.
Yeah, you too. Don't forget the bathroom, right? Okay, what do we? Like
just really quickly,
cue all the
Jar.
lives happening right now. It's funny.
Yeah, so Josh says, who are we unfollowing? Nemo and who else? No, Josh.
Stop it.
You're an adult. We don't do parasocial behaviors here. If you want to unfollow somebody, that is going to be 100% on you. No, I'm not telling people to unfollow Nemo or anybody else. Nobody is saying that.
Nemo, we have invited you up several zillion gazillion times in this conversation. We have asked you to jump on the conversation. You are not coming up. I'm just adding people from the box.
I think they said that they've gone nonverbal. So,
All right.
we have to
Yep.
respect that.
Yep, for sure. Hey, Doug.
Hey, how's it going?
Just having a good old.
Let the record
Yeah,
show
no,
that this is the first time I've ever paneled with Doug.
Oh.
I'm sorry,
Cool.
Doug. Your entry on the list may be updated because of that.
We'll see. We'll see. Anyways, I had my own live earlier with no intentions on talking about this actually, and we ended up speaking about it towards last half hour or something like that. And I do want to say I want to acknowledge some mistakes that I definitely did. I preemptively blocked a few people just because when I don't want to deal with something, I disassociate and I just tune shit out, which is not always good, right? It's not always a good thing to do. I blocked a few people because I didn't want to deal with this. I just wanted to just do my own thing from here on out. And that was probably not something I should have done, right? Becca was on before. It was said that she messaged me. I never got a message from her. I promise that I can show screenshots if need be. And I'm more than welcome to have a conversation with her. I actually sent her a message asking if she would like to, and obviously it's totally up to her if she wants. And I think there were a lot of good things that were brought up in my life, right? A lot of things that I and probably others can work on for sure. I obviously have privilege being who I am, right? Just as a white man, no shit. And there's always things I can work on. My issue is the reason why I was on the list. It was just never brought up to me. Not once did somebody DM me or reach out to me and say hey, I have an issue with people that you're platforming. It's a little too much. And people know I'm really, really receptive to criticism. I actually bring up often in my lives, hey, is there anything I'm doing wrong? Is there things I can improve upon? Please let me know. And I would have been so receptive if somebody reached out, especially if a lot of people reached out, because it would have made it seem more legit but even if one person reached out, right? I absolutely take anything into account. And my intentions are never to harm people. Obviously impact over intentions is a true thing. And if I did, I apologize. I'm willing to work on things. But that was my issue. Nothing was ever brought up to me. And another issue I had, and I did bring it up in my live, is that Nima and I had a good conversation on Friday via DMs where she seemed very okay with things. Very okay with things. She disagreed with some of the people I platformed, but she was very okay. And then I find out myself on a list the next day. I don't know. That felt a little backhanded or something, to be honest.
By the way, every single person on this page is on the list. Every single person that you see here is on the list. We're not going to put the list up anymore. I didn't realize what was happening and that they're putting victims on the list, which is fucking crazy. But every person that you see on your screen, besides Paige, is on the list. Every one of us.
Not after.
And then I just want to say, just real quick.
No, you're good. You're good.
And then people come on the panel and say, "This isn't intentional." Are you seeing the pattern? Are you seeing the pattern of why we are specifically on a list? There's a few different creators. Just pay attention. Pay attention to how things go. Nemo is in the chat. Nemo is paneling with some of Artemis's crew. Artemis is the queen of cancel culture. She goes after creators who are big because she's jealous. She goes after people. She has her people go after people. And this is where the cancel culture begins. Nemo is involved with Artemis's group of people. The fake biologist. Anyways, so this is, you have to look at patterns. Look at Call Out Live. See who's always there. See who's always participating. See who's always a part of it, and just see for yourself. Again, we're not asking you to message any of these people. We don't want any hate, any violence toward these people. Leave them alone. If you want to keep watching them, keep watching them. If you want to keep paneling with them, keep paneling them. I've never told a single one of my friends, and they can all tell you, I've never told a single one of my friends, you can't panel this person anymore because I've never said that to them because I don't control my friends. I just don't do it. Sorry, Doug, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, and somebody did message, and I also unblocked Nemo, by the way, and I'm more than willing to still have a good conversation with her. She's willing to do so. But yeah, that part bothered me a little bit, that I thought things were okay. It just seemed like a very small thing that she had an issue with, and then I was put on some sort of list the next day, So it felt a little hurtful. And then also the other reason is that I platformed Kristen and Thick. And this may come off as an excuse, and maybe it is, I don't know who's friends with who. When I am done on TikTok, I am done on TikTok. I don't stay in the comments for all day. I'm not involved in all these things. I don't know who's friends with who. And Kenzie, okay, somebody just mentioned Kenzie. I'm just not privy to who's done what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. If somebody let me know, I will make changes. But you gotta let me know. If you don't let me know and you put it on a list, it feels like you don't actually want me and others to change. It just feels like you just want to attack.
Yeah.
Because if I wanted somebody to change personally and change their behavior, I would reach out to them and say, hey, you're doing this. I wouldn't be putting them on some sort of list without ever telling them.
Well, and exactly, Doug, but that's the whole thing, though, it is exactly what you said. It's not about accountability. It's about control. And when you go around telling people, well, you can't platform this person, I'm not going to tell you why, but they're a problem. The amount of people, again, I've said this earlier, but the amount of people that have cut me off or cut off people associated with me, which typically a lot of this does revolve around me, because there was a specific person that's behind all of this that had personal issues with me. And then I happened to see someone that she used to paneling with somebody else who was supporting me, and then all of a sudden that person stopped supporting me, and all those people stopped supporting them too. I think we need to be paying attention to what people's behaviors, what they say on live, and then choosing who we support as people ourselves. Stop listening to what other people say. I think blocking people is setting our own personal boundaries, and we should be able to block whoever the fuck we want. Yeah. I don't think you need to feel bad about not wanting to, we don't have obligations to spend a bunch of time in here doing research on every single person that we associate with. We need to make sure we're saying accurate information on the topics that we're hosting about, and that we're not doing harm to specific groups. What? Okay, that was weird. Sorry, I just kind of rambled on and on, but it's because it's so frustrating after 3 years of this. It's the same old shit.
Here's the thing with the list. There are people on that list, very much so,
Of course. Yeah.
are a problem.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think it's been said here. I've been listening to you guys for a while. It's been said countless times by you. I said it countless times on my live. None of it is to take away from them. There are absolutely problematic people, and they should be called out. They should be dealt with, etc. I don't think anybody disagrees with that.
Yeah, but it again, it gets watered down, and the validity of the things that are written about these creators when you're making bullshit up about people when you know it's bullshit. That's the problem. If your list included all problematic people, we wouldn't be having this live. But you're making up like character assassination lies about creators because you're and they're bigger creators. I think there's like a demand for toxic perfectionism for creators. Like we are all gonna fuck up. We're all gonna fuck up. We're all gonna say horrible things that we don't know is horrible, and it's what we do with that information. The fact that we are still talking about a situation happened years and years ago where we've had countless lives, like Reggie has said, we've had countless lives and countless accountability for ourselves. We've had calls, we discuss these things. We keep doing the same thing and it just keeps getting recycled. There's no winning. I think like Tashika said, like you want us to die. That's the only way out. That's the only way that we can ever receive the end goal. Because the end goal isn't accountability. It's just meant to discredit and villainize creators. That's what the end goal is. It's not to help. Because also I think it's very funny that the list said that we all knew about Pablo, and I keep bringing this up. This person knew about Pablo, and there's a few different creators that they wrote that about. I need to see messages from someone in the fucking server saying what Pablo did.
Like, for example, I had to ask a few of you who MBW Jess is, because they're on the list because they allegedly paneled me. I have no idea who they are. I'm not online as much as y'all. So I don't know these people. I touch grass. I have a W-2. I have a family. I'm not online as much as you guys. So like, this is just, y'all are trying too hard and it shows. And when you try too hard, your racism shows. And I know the comments are really like, why is you weaponize racism? Well, the server's filled with YT supremacists. And this is what YT supremacists do. You tried and you failed.
Not gonna lie, I'm actually seeing people using microaggressions against a black woman right now. White women.
Like Nemo. So add yourself to your own list.
Like, come on, y'all.
Yeah, I guess update the new updated list. Also the thing about this, like this whole like cancel culture, it's becoming so extreme on that side that it will be impossible for them to abide by it, and it will cave in on itself. And it is. What happens when you're in that section of with those people? They cancel each other out. That's all they do. They spend their time doing call out lives, and while people who are advocating for marginalized communities and minority groups, we're over here like fighting for like legislation and doing things. They're holding little call out lives for people because that's all it's just a toxic like hamster wheel. That's all they do. That's their focus. And that's not my fucking focus. I'm not a teenager anymore. It's not what my focus is. And you're basically sharpening the sword that you're going to fall on. So go ahead, build the system up, build your cancel culture up. I want nothing to do with it, which is why when I separated myself from that group of people that did that consistently, my life was better. I surrounded myself with groups of people that held me accountable, but did it in a way to help me grow and help me be better and help me understand different marginalized communities. That's how we grow consistently. Not this bullshit that we're doing. What are we doing? What's happening? Like the whole mob mentality groupthink, it will cave in because y'all will turn on each other, which I've seen happen consistently. That's all you do. You spend your time being like, ooh, I need to put myself up. I need to tear this person down because I need to feel better about myself. Everyone look over there. It's like a diversion tactic. No. Fucking stop it. That's not why I'm here. If you're here for the performative bullshit, then you keep doing that. But that's not why we're here. Just saying. Lotus or B, did you want to say anything else about the list? I wanted to give you both room to talk.
I'm just confused about why make a list when we're all trying to do the same thing. You know, like we all host pretty much the same lives. It's all men, and, you know. Why come after the people who are trying to help you, you know?
Well, hold on. I do want to say there are people on the list who should be on it. I
Oh,
think
yeah.
we should make
No,
that
I'm
very
not.
clear.
Yeah, I'm not taking that out of accountability.
No, I know. I just want to make it clear that there's people who
Yeah.
should be known, right? People should know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is the reason why B and Lotus are on that list because and this is incorrect because I went back and I looked myself that I think I'm quoting it correctly. I'm not really sure. I don't have it in front of me. Supporting Geeky.
It says B is cool. Okay, here's what's the B and Lotus topics. Willfully ignorant of the harm. That's all it says about that one. I don't know what the fuck that means. Panel Pablo. Which did you ever either of you ever receive a message about Pablo being a G rumor?
No.
Cool. Nemo, make sure you're making these edits to your list. We're gonna help you on your list here because you're in here. That's perfect. So we can take that out. They weren't aware of anything with Pablo, so take that one out. Willfully ignorant of the harm. That doesn't even make any sense. So you can cross that one out too. Supports Brandon and co. Lotus, have I ever been on your live before?
Nope.
Oh, interesting. It's a weird way to support Brandon and co. for never being on my live. That's cool. And it says B is cool with Geeky. B, are you cool with Geeky?
No.
Did you unfriend or block them?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Cross that one off. I'm just making like some edits. here.
So I have to bring up another thing that some people were pointing out that is a possibility about platforming problematic people who I do think should be on the list, which is Miss Andre. I know that maybe there was I think it might have been B battling with her one day, and I know from personal experience that Miss Andre is not a very good person. So I think I see there's some comments maybe referring to that. And if you'd like to have that discussion, I'd be more than happy to have that. But Miss Andrews, she's not a good person.
Thank you for letting me know for sure. Thank you.
For sure. There's plenty of proof too. There's accounts dedicated to showing what she's done.
Yeah, just do your own research on that. Oh my god, my Discord is just like blowing up here. Jeez.
Again, please leave Nemo alone. She has said she's nonverbal. She can't come up.
I
Please
wanted to
stop.
say
Just-
something about
just-
that really quickly.
Just please stop.
I think this is incredibly important, okay? As you can see by Nemo's behavior, that this person has a habit of causing issues, and then the issues that they cause overwhelm them, right? They made the list. They propelled for the lives to be made. And now that there is a live in dissent of their worldview and in dissent of their actions, they suddenly become stressed and are now nonverbal. That's fucking wild. That's crazy as shit for you to light the house on fire and then start screaming that it's hot. That's weird, okay? And I think we have to hold them accountable when they do things like that. You should not trust the words, actions, or behaviors of a person who actively causes issues and then suddenly fucking goes nonverbal when you require answers for their behavior. That is manipulation. And that is not okay. And that is weird and gaslighty as fuck. That is very weird. I understand that people have autism and that is just a natural thing that happens. But baby, you're literally in the chat. You're in the chat. If you're nonverbal, it means you're stressed. Go eat a fucking lollipop. Go take a nap. Go do something else. But you're in the chat arguing with people. Clearly, you're not stressed enough. You're not stressed out enough. I think it's important that you guys call that out. That is manipulation, and it's unfair to the people that they harm. It is unfair.
Yeah, I think a lot of harm was done. I don't know enough about someone who's nonverbal. I don't know enough to. I don't want to. I'm not trying to be ableist or trying to say anything against people who are nonverbal. So I don't want to say anything about that.
Baby, it's not ableist to fucking say that a person who causes the issue suddenly no longer speaking is a part of the problem, right? If anyone did that to you in real life, you would block them immediately. If your partner did that to you, you would leave them immediately. No one is dealing with that. We are all above the age of 21 here, right?
For sure.
We're all grown as shit here, right? That's not okay. Okay? If when you cause an issue, you go nonverbal, go ahead and stop causing issues. Go ahead and stop talking because you cannot handle the accountability that you seek from other people. You just cannot. I think it's important we talk about that.
Yeah, I do see that. So I'm not gonna. I don't know enough about someone who's nonverbal, so I don't know what to say about that. But I do agree that no accountability is being taken about like the list that what was created in your server and being passed around. No, Nemo, we don't need.
Yeah, we don't need to hear your stammer, baby. But what you're doing right now is weird. This is weird and childish, and you should get a job. You should get a job, and you should make real life friends. Go to a cafe, go to a bar. Get you a Mai Tai, a Moscow Mule. My personal favorite is a mojito. You can never go wrong with one of those. You know, if you're allergic to mint, I hope you're not, but that's a great one all the time. Ask them to put a little bit more Sprite in it. It's perfect. Calm your ass down. Get the fuck off the internet. Delete your account. And stop talking. You've already done that. Sorry.
No, I don't know if that's appropriate. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Ishika. Appreciate it. Yeah, that wasn't appropriate. I'm not trying to be ableist here. And again, I don't know enough about someone who's nonverbal. Anyways, everyone, let's just not do that, please. And respect consent here. We're not doing that.
We can be upset, but still consistent with the desire to be respectful.
This is what we're not trying to go down to a level of what they're doing to people. We're not trying to attack fire with fire. I just need people to understand the meaning of this live. I'm just trying to let's just like reset here. Like the meaning of this live is just to talk about a list that was created and put in a Discord. And yep, there's a list. I can't show the list, and I won't show the list anymore. But every single person on this page is on that list.
You guys, please stop adding Nemo. Just leave it alone. Please leave it alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've asked a few times if you guys will just like chill out. If you're not, I'm just gonna turn the comments off totally.
I think it's probably best to do that. I think it's best to do that. I mean, it's not my life. I'm sorry.
But I want people to be able to talk, even those that don't agree with us or anything like that. But we shouldn't have to be begging for y'all to just chill out, please. I know emotions running high and everything, but please, I don't want to turn the comments totally
and appreciate the support and the love and everyone standing with people that you have grown to know on this app. We do appreciate you. But the thing that we don't want to do is go down to the level of the harm that they're perpetrating. We want to be like above that. We want to go on a better plane, right? We don't want to be like the person that's like writing, oh my God, I hate this person. We don't want to do that. We just want to be like, cool. We're just going to be better, and we're going to keep going forward. Like that's what we're doing here. We're going to keep going forward. We're going to find solutions. If I do something problematic, please message me. Message me. If someone that you've seen that I panel with do something problematic, message me. Let's have a conversation. Let's have wait for it. Adult conversations about it. Let's talk about these things like adults and say, hey, let's figure this out together. It's very simple. It's very, very simple. We don't let the list change you. Correct. Right. Let's not, like, the fact that this list was created and the people on the opposite side are not seeing the harm, and they think that they're somehow like saving. I think they think that they're saving. How many people were on it? 25 or 26 people on the list. I think that they think that they're the hero of the story.
Yeah, oftentimes like somebody associated with the problematic person is and I put that in quotations, is the one who's messaged, right? And sometimes it's literally just to isolate the person, like to isolate other people from their friends, which is why the people who are problematic aren't messaged directly. Because if it was about accountability, that's 100% what we should be doing, is messaging each other and talking about the problems that we're perpetuating.
Hey, Maddie, welcome to the panel.
Hello. First time on your live. Yeah, I normally don't do this because I got other shit to deal with. I got a whole ass kid, so there's that. But it came to my attention that I was on a list. I did see the list. Obviously, you don't have to show it, but I did see the list. And Nemo, I hope we can have a conversation because, one, it said that I'm on the list because I platformed or was on a panel with Pablo. Pablo, hello. This is the first time I'm meeting you. I don't know who you are.
Nice to put a name to a face. I guess.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait, I want to make sure I'm editing. I'm Nemo's list editor.
Okay.
I'm hired for that. I'm just making like all these huge changes. So you've never paneled Pablo before?
I don't even know him.
Oh,
I've never met him. Yeah.
crazy.
Hey, Brandon, it looks like Nemo may have requested people are saying in the comments. I don't know if
Let me cross that off. So can I just go through the lists? There's the three things. Did you panel Geeky?
Yeah, I've paneled Geeky, but I don't know the context of like everything that's going on with Geeky and her. Like, I have no idea. I know nothing.
So no one ever messaged you about like how Geeky was problematic?
No.
Oh, okay. So that we can just cross that one off the list too. Well, this is so cool. I am just doing so much work here. I hope I'm getting paid. So it says no. You knew about Geeky's abuse and you still kept them modded. Is that so? That's also false.
Yeah, because I know nothing. I was never messaged. I did not know anything about Geeky's abuse. That apparently I'm learning right now.
Okay, cool. Just cross that one off. I need somebody to drop because I can bring Nemo up.
I'm gonna go ahead and drop.
Okay, B. Thank you for jumping on. I appreciate it, friend.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, let's try this again. I've never had this many people on my panel before. What is happening, TikTok? What are you doing?
Do you
Are we
want to
hitting?
change the format by chance?
It says something. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Do you want to change the format around?
I could.
Are you okay with it?
Nemo, if you you don't have to be here. We're not gonna require you to be here.
I'm sorry. I know. Part of Jesus Christ. Part of why I don't do this is because I know the stammer
Can
gets
someone turn the comments off, please? Go ahead. Sorry.
the stammer is hard to listen to. So I apologize for that. I do apologize for that. And that I wasn't able to come up sooner.
You don't have to apologize for that. It's not
I've
something
come
you should ever apologize.
down a little, but believe it or not. Uh, mm, but I want I oh I what one moment.
You're fine. Take your time.
If it helps, as someone who also has a stammer, imagine you're singing. Connect the words through the vowels and see if that helps. If not, let me know. I'll give you another one, okay?
This is going to be an attack, and we've told people consistently, and again, we're going to say it again. Don't unfollow if you're following Nemo. Don't unfollow Nemo. Don't block Nemo. This is if you. I mean, it's up to you if you want to. It's up to you. But we're not trying to say this what to do or who to like or who not to like. So just be aware of that. Everyone in the chat. We can have a conversation and come to an understanding here because I'm very confused. And I think a lot of us are just confused. Like 3 or 4 days ago, you did a raid on my live. And I thought you were my friends. I think a lot of us thought you were our friend. And
And
it's just parasocial, but you know.
part of that. No, yeah, of course. And a lot of us don't really know each other outside of like paneling, right? And part of part of the issue that I see here is that I understand your hurt, and I want to appreciate that you have been hurt in this and apologize. Another thing with the with that is the list came about when and I was Nicole, was it her who brought it up? It was mainly a space for people to be able to be heard, just in regards to their issues on the app. And then it was asked for somebody to compile like actually collect the total names that had been mentioned, which were a lot. And where you guys fell, right? I didn't have much knowledge on the situation apart from what my friend had let me know. And I am close with the victim in this case, and I truly do believe them here, and that's where my issue comes in, if that makes sense.
Are we just talking about Pablo at this point? Because there's other points that were addressed about us. Are we just talking about the Pablo situation at this point?
For me, for personally, yeah, that was my personal issue with that. Other than that, I haven't even been on debate talk for long. It's been about a year or so. And I wasn't privy to a lot of what had happened with Adora, right?
Okay. So can I just respond to that? So did anybody reach out to us that Pablo was a G rumor? Did you reach out to us? Did anyone from that side ever message any of us that you have been like, well, we have to let someone know that this person is going after kids?
I was going to, but the reason that I hadn't is because the victim in this, I mean, we know it's Lex at this point. They had expressed a lot of stress over the situation and didn't want it to be discussed.
Okay, and that's
Yeah.
valid. Okay, so here's the question. Here's the main question. And I'm not even going to be talking about like the actual accusation at this point. What I'm going to address is the fact that if people don't know of harm that another person has created, and then you cancel that person, what are you doing? I'm not psychic. No one, I mean, not a single person, and I've talked to everybody here. No one got a message from anybody. And you could have left the victim anonymous and said, hey, there's an anonymous victim and Pablo has done this thing or whatever. Anyone could have messaged us that. No one did. And the statements here are saying you knew about the abuse. It says you're aware of the abuse. That is a blatant lie. We didn't know about the abuse. We were not informed. We had zero information about what you're talking about. Not a single message. And that's the issue with what we're having with these things is, and we can go point by point of like things that are written down about these creators. We didn't have the knowledge. If we didn't have the knowledge, how are we being held accountable and then also being lied on our name that we somehow did? That's just not fair, Nemo. You have to recognize that.
No, I do. I certainly do. And like I said, I can recognize and appreciate the harm that has been pushed through this list, and I'm sorry for that. Genuinely, right? And I wasn't fully aware. I think it was an assumption there that it was something that it was aware because of the closeness, but I don't know, and I can take responsibility for that.
Just a quick edit what I said. Like alleged abuse is what I was trying to get out here. But yeah, I just think that I think that before we create these character assessments on people and having like TikTok discords determine and just write whatever they want to write down, whether it be our friends or not. And I can tell you, Nemo, Nemo. I have been where you're at. And I'm not being a dick, I'm not being condescending. The people that you're hanging out with are like this. And they will do this same thing to you. They will do the exact same thing to you that they're doing to other people. It's almost like a game to them. The Artemis group, there's like Andy. There's a lot of people that are out there that live for the drama and they want to have all these call out lives and all these things. you have a very powerful voice. You have a very powerful voice and a very powerful platform, and you can. They will bring you down. They will bring you down, and it is. I fell for it for over a year. I was with the Artemis Group, and when Artemis Group said, "Hey, Brandon, cancel this person, or don't talk to this person, or block this person, or don't. This person's bad. This person's bad," I started to realize that everybody was bad. Every single person, every creator that I brought up, that was like, I thought was like really like poignant. I was like, oh wow, that's a really good point. They're like, oh no, Brian, no, they're bad. They said that racist thing. They said this bad thing. They blah blah blah. All these things, and then what I would do is I'd block them based off of what they told me. Like, believe victims 100%, but there's something about like, if someone is coming to you, and if I ever come to my friends and say, hey, this person's bad, I'll have a screenshot of what they said to me. Or I'll have a clip of them saying the N-word. Or I'll have a clip of them saying these bad things. I can back these things up.
I do need to interrupt on that because with the abuses that I experienced with Geeky, it happened on video call, and I didn't have screenshots or quote unquote proof. But
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that it didn't
I agree.
happen,
I agree.
right?
I think that scenario, like if we're talking about like that severity of the scenario, which by the way, I blocked Geeky instantly. I didn't ask questions. I never messaged you and said, hey, can you please explain to me, show me screenshots? In fact, I messaged you and said, what do you need? Are you okay? I checked in on you.
I know you did. So that why don't we believe other victims too?
Because the people in your server are bad people.
Why didn't you respect me as the victim? This was brought to your attention directly by Reggie,
Yes.
and your response
no.
was to enable somebody to be racist and make defamatory remarks.
Racism, Pablo. I was told in DMs with the victim what happened. This wasn't
Yeah,
on
and
the
those are false. And not only do I have that proof, all of their former mods do as well. So, like, as I mentioned before,
I'm not going to debate
please don't
whether
interrupt me.
everything-
I see that your stammer's fixed. Don't interrupt me. Okay. I have been sitting here being dragged through the mud by people who don't even have the decency to come to me direct. And that's beneath you. You know for a fact that the only message that I have to you is something that my partner and I drafted together in support of you when you were going through your situation. Remember that message? Quote, I hope you know that we've got your back. We understand, we hear you, we see you. Keep your head up. Signed, Pablo and Dr. Pablo. And then the last thing is me letting you know that Lex's actions are akin to Carolyn Bryant trying to frame Black people in effort to skirt their own responsibilities. And your response was to sustain it, which means that you are sitting at the table of supremacy, of white supremacy and racism. And that is inexcusable. I don't expect you to apologize. I expect you to learn from your mistake. And that's it. That's all I have to say to you.
Do we think there might be a better place to have these conversations? I very much emphasize with what she's going through. It's got to be tough on her end, dealing with whatever. But maybe there could be a place where it's not as much pressure.
Why is that needed, Doug? I am bringing up a really real. Okay, you might not understand because you're not Black, but these allegations get us hung from trees, brother.
No. I'm not trying to dismiss anything.
Please don't try to explain it. You made a mistake. That's fine.
Okay.
But don't try to push me in a certain place to have me have my moment in the sun under certain terms.
No, it wasn't. If I came off there, I really apologize. It was in reference to her that maybe like for her, it would be better to have this conversation in a place where there's not a lot of people watching. I apologize.
And by her running, she knows she's wrong. We had to beg her to come up here. And then the first time that anybody speaks back to her on the harm that she did to black people, she ran. That's it. Guilty. Game over. We should close up shop. We should block her and get this over with. I'm tired of these monkey shines. I'm tired of these games. I have stuff to do. I have a life to live. But don't try to steal my happiness, Nemo and co. Don't try to steal my happiness because you don't have it.
Yeah. Everyone, we're gonna do a little intermission, some breathing.
Don't get me wrong, Doug. Much love. And in fact, we should panel more because it seems like we have a lot in common. We're both history dudes. I'm not coming at you at frustration for you. I
understand. This whole thing
I am just a black person who's been continually minimalized by people who don't even have the respect to come to me directly.
Sure.
That's it.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of, everyone's emotions are very high. It turns out when you lie on someone's name and make lists about them, we're going to have our defenses up.
Well, hold on. So people in the comments are saying, I got a message. Was there an ableist thing said by Pablo? I didn't hear everything he said, so I don't know if there was anything said by him or not. I got a message. People in the comments were saying that. I don't know. I'm just asking. Just the.
It was a stammer joke.
He made a joke about that. I didn't.
It wasn't a joke.
What was it?
Don't you guys also hear that there's stammer? I mean, like I've had people make stuttering comments this entire time, but yeah, okay, wait, but it's a white person. Okay, cool. I mean, I'll leave if you guys want me to like preserve the whiteness.
No.
But like, it seems like when other people do it to me, it's fine. I guess that's just how it is here.
Me and Pablo both have a stutter. Just like I think just the recognition of like it all of a sudden changing mid sentence was.
I don't know enough about it, so I don't know how it works, doesn't work, or so I don't like. I don't know if something's considered ableist or not. I'm not. I just don't know. So I just wanted to ask.
I mean, here's the thing. This entire bullshit is just such a distraction. This is such a fucking distraction from what we should be focused on, and which we are focused on. Like all of us here are fighting for equality and equity for marginalized communities, and we do this on a daily basis. We get told to unalive ourselves. We get told we're going to get raped. We get told they're going to find us. We get doxxed. We get harmed in our jobs. We get fired from our jobs because we're doing the things that we're doing. And then you have someone who we consider a friend and trustworthy go into a server and make a list about lies about who we are. People from our community, people from the LGBTQ community coming after us and saying horrible lies that can't be substantiated. They can't be. Like, what did you want our reaction to be? What do you want our reaction to be? Like, I need you to understand that Pablo is being accused of a horrendous thing. Like a very horrendous thing. I've known Pablo for a very long time. And for an accusation just to be thrown out there. Also, we're all connected. We're all connected here. So, and everything's intentional. And we're not going to do the ableism in the chat. So if mods see ableism, we're going to mute. Just so everyone knows, we're going to mute you for the live. So please don't.
I want to say something. I don't agree with Tashika's take on the nonverbal. I am not educated in that, but I think it was a very harsh take and I didn't like the joking about it, to be honest with you. I just want to make that known.
I agree with you. It was ableist for sure.
Yeah, that's not what we're here for.
Like, I'm seeing a lot of harm in the chat, and I need to stop looking at the chat because I usually don't when I'm on a panel, but I'm seeing a lot of harm to multiple communities going on. And yes, there are some of our ops and regular ops in here. There are some people in here that just, don't like us. That's fine, whatever. But I'm seeing it from people that I'm actually like mutuals with as well. And this is just causing a lot of harm right now. And my whole point of being here was to find a constructive way of how we all can move forward, where maybe more conversations can happen, constructive, albeit they're going to be uncomfortable, right? Because we have to recognize where we do have some accountability, right? We do need to fix wrongs. Like, there are things that are absolutely incorrect that are on that list. We also can't dismiss, in particular, the Black women that have come up here and expressed what that list means to them. We can't be doing this.
Yeah, and I also just need to just say I'll speak for myself. If my moral code and what I'm fighting for and the way that I'm advocating is not how you see fit, I'm not offended. You can scroll on, block me, do whatever you need to do. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Please do that. We're not going to give this any more views. We're not going to give it any more fuel. If that side wants to continually cancel each other, they can cancel each other. Go for it. I don't care. That's what they have been doing. So that's not what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to take part in that because I think it's harmful. I think it's detrimental to the community. I think that there's 1,200 people watching, and this is some people's first interactions with our community. Like we're just defending our character against someone who's just writing random bullshit about people. Like y'all have heard, we've talked to people on the list. We like the accusation that Pablo knew Jess. They've never talked to
Maddie.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're
Maddie.
fine.
They're both
Yeah.
on the list because of it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I've never talked to Pablo. I will say, because I'm about to go because I'm tired. I've been at a football game all day because go Texans. That's what I wanted to do with my day instead of dealing with this. I will say, I'm not going to speak for the Black community. I'm going to let them do that. So I definitely recommend letting some of the people up from the Black community that wants to speak. I know Tashika wants up. Pablo, you have every right to speak with the harmful things that are coming at your way. I know Naquan wanted to speak, multiple people, but I will say I just came up here simply to just be very clear. Like, I knew nothing, and I'm being put on a list for knowing nothing. No one came to me. If the things that are coming out about certain people, right, that are obviously like that's harmful, right? And they know that I platform that person, why wouldn't you reach out to me? I haven't gotten anything. I literally have a screenshot of Nemo, no messages, 0 messages. I have nothing. I don't know anything about the situation with Geeky and Nemo. I know nothing about Pablo. I just met the guy today. So that's that. And I'm done with this, honestly. That's
Yeah.
all. I appreciate you for letting me speak. And yeah, I hope that this can just
Dissolve.
dissolve, and we can continue fighting the fight, because I'm more worried about the shit that's currently going on in our goddamn country right now.
Right,
So,
right. Thank you, Maddie. Appreciate
Of
you.
course.
Have a
Of
good
course.
one.
You too.
Go Texans.
I just, we're gonna go. We'll go to like 10:30 maybe, but we're gonna have to end here soon. Hello, guys. How old are you?
27.
Okay. Did you want to address the list?
Well, I think we all come to the synopsis that the list is bullshit, but I came up here to ask y'all to let Tashika up, because Tashika's been asking to get up since you guys brought her up.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Thanks. Thank you.
It's totally fair. It's completely fair.
I don't want to do like the ableist thing though. I just want to be very careful. That's all. I am what are we doing? Someone help me.
I'm not sure.
Felt called out, and so I think it's only fair to let her come up. I thought it was harsh. It was my opinion.
Yeah.
Again, I
Hey guys,
don't-
hey guys, hey guys. I'm also
Yeah.
disabled and also go nonverbal. For you to even assume that I'm like neurotypical and also like don't have the authority to speak on these things is fucking weird. But I wanted to come up and talk about something really quickly, because Pablo, what you said was actually exactly what I said. Did you realize that?
Yeah, and I'm speaking as somebody who has a stammer.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
And the
fuck you,
fact
right?
that they called you ableist, did you guys notice the interaction between Doug, the host, and Pablo? Pablo did something, Doug tried to call him out, and only until the host justified Pablo's reasonings for saying what he said, that's when Doug was like, I'm actually really unqualified to even be talking right now. What is going on this panel? What is this? What is this? What's going on here? Why did you guys assume that I can't talk on this? Why do you think because I have a little bit more training on my stutter, or the fact that I'm not actively going fucking nonverbal when I start shit, that I can't talk about this? How dare you? How dare you try to silence me? Paige, you're white. Shut up. Why? How dare you guys?
Hold on. I
How
don't know.
dare you guys?
Hold
Are you
on,
white?
Tashika.
Are you white? Are you
Yeah,
white?
I am. Yeah.
Okay, then stop talking. Thank you.
So-
Clock that. Clock that T. So I want to let you guys know.
No. No.
She's muting me now?
Please don't
Yes.
do this. Please. I
Tashika.
can't do this. I can't do this. Guys, I can't do this, please.
No, we're not doing that right now.
I can't do this.
We're not doing that right now.
I did not say that you. I don't know your neurodivergence. I'm disabled and neurodivergent as well. I said it was harsh.
Oh shoot.
I was simply just asking
That's
a question.
it.
I was just asking a question. That's it.
I just broke my pen. I don't even know where we go from here. I don't know if we should end it. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if we should keep bringing people up. I'm pretty emotionally spent, but
Yeah. I don't know what else could be said.
hello guys, how old are you?
I'm 33. I really think Tashika needs to be able to speak. I get that she's a little bit built up and stuff right now. But Tashika needs to be able to speak. This is like kind of wild. This feels like coddling at this point. I get that y'all are trying to like figure out, this list and all of that good stuff, but this just feels like coddling now. Tashika needs to be able to speak.
Wait,
about
who are we
this.
coddling?
I feel like Paige is being coddled a little bit, as well as Maddie was, but Maddie's gone, so I don't
Wait,
want to
how am I being
speak
coddled?
on. Yeah.
How am I being
Well,
coddled?
just now, look at your interaction just now with Tashika. That was like, that's wild. And I feel like this is just like splintering things way
Wait,
further.
prior to that, how was I being? Wait,
Like,
hold on.
I just feel
Prior
like y'all. I just feel like if you just would have a
prior to the
conversation with
conversation
her.
with Chishika, prior to that, how was I being
Okay.
coddled?
Oh, I wasn't saying you were being coddled right in that beforehand. I was just saying you and Maddie, and then but Maddie's no longer here. I was just saying in general with the whole situation, it feels coddling. I wasn't trying to say you specifically. I brought you up from the interaction that you just had with Tashika. That's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sorry if I misconstrued that, but I just feel like y'all need to let Tashika talk. I get that she's a little bit worked up or whatever. Maybe give her 5-10 seconds just to like woosah or like whatever we're doing. But this is just like kind of crazy that we're kind of babying grown ass adults like over a situation that I feel like is just really showing how, I guess, divided this side of the aisle truly is. Like the fact that this little list caused so much division and brought out a lot of the, so to speak, wolves in sheep's clothing. Very eye-opening to see.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
So that's just my 2 cents.
No, yeah, no, you're good. Thanks for jumping on. Appreciate it. I don't like any sort of forms of ableism, so that's why I we'll call like you have to understand like the amount of emotions going on right now is very intense for everybody. So just I get it. How is everyone on the panel? Are we okay? We good?
As good as I could be.
I
Not
don't want people silenced. I don't. I really don't. We're not going to all agree on everything. And I can accept that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But
I think
the harm that's been caused, specifically in the comment section, is wild.
yeah.
I mean, I think it's only fair. Nemo, you cannot call Tashika girl, a black woman. That is a microaggression. And you were doing that in the comments. So I'm not sure if we're at a place where this can even be constructive.
Yeah.
Like, people are causing harm left and right.
This is what we're trying to avoid, and this is what these kind of turn into, unfortunately. But like my objective is to do the opposite of the harm that that side has done. I want to make sure that I'm a better person. I don't want to be saying random stuff about someone without substantiation or causing harm to them or any sort of cyberbullying, which is what it boils down to, the cyberbullying thing, which I've had a live about this before. And cyberbullying, the definition, let me see the definition of cyberbullying, which I think is very interesting. The use of technology to harass, threaten, embarrass, or target another person. That's the definition of cyberbullying. And so many things on this list is definitionally cyberbullying. It is. Posting personal information, pictures, anything designed to hurt or embarrass someone else is considered cyberbullying. You can't be against oppression and then turn around and oppress other people. You either have to be the oppressor or the oppressed. Like, what are we doing? What's happening? I want this to be more productive. I don't want this to be, even though it already has been very dramatic. And I know it's going to be very dramatic. I just want this to be, where do we go from here? Solutions? Paige, can you say what you said before about on the call we had earlier. I'm just drawing a blank. I'm just like so. It was
Well,
about just like going forward.
yeah, like is there what are we doing? Are going forward? Going to are we going to open up communication, right? To say, "Oh, well, is this an issue or not?" I think that some people are seeing it's like even through this there's just more harm that's being caused. But where do we go? Like what is the action plan? Do we just say, okay, everybody, neutral areas? What is the plan? What is going to come out of this? And we've seen these lives many times. I'm just hoping that this one can put to rest certain things from the past that either people say, you know what, I think it's a final time that you and I have a one-to-one conversation. Is that a possibility? I'm not really sure. I think it was important to point out certain things on that list that were not true. But I'm not really sure. Is this what we do going forward, or do we say, hey, if you do have an issue, my DMs are open. I'm open for course correction. I'm open for uncomfortable conversations, right? But I think it should be constructive, no? Isn't that the point? How do we get better if we're just like, yep, write
Right.
them off, go block them all? Like, how do we hold each other accountable? How do we get better? How do we recognize when somebody, you might just simply have to say to somebody, and mean it, of course, how can I better support you? Like, I've learned a lot tonight that I did not know about certain people or whatever. First time I've heard a lot of different things here. I'm trying to digest and pay attention at the same time and hear everybody out. Yeah. I just like to know, so what do we do? How do we make this isn't a call out live or an accountability live, but how do we make this one actually count? By doing like the work off after this,
Yeah, right.
not it being just another footnote.
Yeah, the endless purity tests, like the public punishment, the public humiliation, like that doesn't do anything. It's just for people to be like, ha, I made that person embarrassed. Like, if you truly want to seek accountability, and that's what we're after, we want people to be held to a high levels of accountability, then allow for the accountability. Allow for it. If there's no room for reparations, if you're saying I'm going to hold you to this perfectionistic standard and purity standard, but I'm not going to allow you to be a better person, then what's the fucking point? Tashika, I'm gonna bring you back up. Can we just can we just have like, can we just do a reset? I'm not trying to tone police. Can we just like do a reset, please, just so we can have productive conversations? That would be amazing. It'd be fantastic. Oh wait, it didn't load. Hold on. Tashika re-request. Sorry. Hold on, I'll invite you. Why is it not working? It's saying she's on the panel, and then it's. Oh wait.
Hey, what's up?
There we go. Okay, hey, sorry.
So here's what's gonna happen. Stop calling me ableist because it wasn't fucking ableist. And then 2, I'm also fucking disabled. I also have the exact same disabilities. Stop that shit. It's fucking weird and performative. Everybody in this live knows who the fuck I am. You know who I am. Mel knows who I am. Reggie knows who I am. You guys know how I fucking talk. Okay? So the fact that I scared the little fucking white girl and you allowed for them to kick me, even though you know I was making a valid point, is fucking weird. I have to assume all of you are actually fucking racist as shit. I don't care about how many fucking gay people you try to advocate for. You are still uncomfortable with the prospects of black people, with the way in which you have treated me here. Especially, it comes down to the way in which you guys treat black women specifically. You know who the fuck I am, and you know how I speak. I didn't say anything fucking ableist. What she did was indeed performative, and it is fucking manipulative to start an issue and then fucking go non-verbal right after. Yeah, it is. It is. It is manipulative, and she was clearly fucking faking. The second a person upset her on this panel, the stutter went away. And I don't know if you guys know anything about psychology, but typically when you're upset or trying to answer a question, a serious question that is being posed to you, and you're faking doing something else, your brain literally cannot do those two things at the same fucking time. Okay? So I actually don't give a fuck. Okay? The conversation between you, Doug, and Pablo down there was microaggressive, and it was fucking weird. Pablo, next time, don't speak on things that you know you don't know about. I don't know why you said what you said and then back down the second a white person spoke. Paige, you should know your fucking place. You don't get to talk about discrimination or anything like that, or allowing or not wanting to silence people, and then you did the exact same thing to me because I told your white ass to never fucking talk over me. You're a hypocrite. All of you in here are the representative of the white liberals that I despise. And this is why I never collaborate with any of you, because you are a liability. You are a liability.
We're not liberals.
Whatever the fuck you are. If anything,
Oh.
you dilute society, and it is degenerative intentionally. The way in which you guys even treated whoever the fuck that girl was with the stammer was weird. You people stand on nothing. You stand on absolutely nothing. You don't know how to handle these situations. Even talking to her the way that you did is even more ableist. That is ableist. She's an adult. Talk to her like she's an adult, not a 12-year-old child in a fucking principal's office. You people are weird. Weird. And you stand for nothing.
Being
And
patient with
Pablo,
someone who has a
stop
disability
talking over me.
isn't
Stop
weird.
talking over me. Pablo,
Tashika,
I
hold
hope,
on. This
I
isn't
hope that, I
productive.
hope, I
This isn't
hope that, I
productive.
hope,
Tashika, this isn't productive, what you're doing.
I'm not trying to be productive. I'm sure you don't think so because you're white. I'm sure my black feelings, my black woman feelings don't sound productive to you, but that's typically what you.
Tashika, I don't want to play this game with you. I really don't want to play this game with you. Remember when
There it-
when you called a black trans woman an it? Remember?
game-
Do you remember that, Tashika?
Game now.
Do you remember when you called a black trans woman
Chad,
an
it's
it? Auntie Wada?
Oh my,
Do you remember that part?
oh my goodness.
Do you remember that part in the movie, Tashika?
Mike, who talking about?
Auntie Wada, when you called Auntie Wada an it because she's transgender?
Who the fuck is Auntie Wada?
The person you called it in a Discord server?
Did I know their pronouns?
You knew they were a trans woman
Where's the evidence that I knew that they were trans?
because it's in their profile.
I don't look at profiles. I'm not chronically online.
You were
like
talking to a
fucking
black
idiot.
trans woman and you called her an it.
I didn't even know she was black and trans. I don't even know who the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, this happened a year ago. Do you know who I am?
No.
Hmm.
Anyway, so this is what they do, chat. This is what they do. They call it a game. They call it this. They call it that. This is weird. You people are weird and fucking racist.
You called me
And
an it. You misgendered me.
well, you are a fucking it. Now what?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
And there you go.
I'm not saying it because you're trans. I'm saying it because you act like a fucking.
You are so self-righteous.
Yeah.
And you always have so much to say about how everybody else treats black women. But I'm a black woman, a black trans elder who came up here to hold you accountable, and you called me an it again. I never want to hear you open your fucking mouth about how other people treat black trans women. You are a fucking hypocrite. You are a fucking hypocrite. You also misgendered Katie several times in your server, and she has the screenshot. You need to stay out of trans and queer business because you only come up on these panels when it's some fucking drama. And you always tokenize your fucking identities. But when it comes time for you to be held accountable for the way you treat Black women, for the way you treat LGBT people, for the way you treat disabled people, you run and you hide. Girl, you are the most racist, internalized racist, anti-Black. You also participated in the conversation in your server where I was called a whale, where you all made fun of me for being a bigger woman, which is anti-Black as fuck. Let's stop the fucking performative bullshit, Tashika. The fuck? I'm sorry. I don't even know what's going on.
Don't be
every time I
don't
see
be
her,
sorry.
and she's always in our spaces trying to hold somebody accountable, and she is the most problematic person on this planet, especially when it comes to trans people.
Correct.
The people over there on the other live, Tabby's husband called me a whale with Tashika on the panel because I got into it with one of their friends who was silencing trans people on Atlantic Live. You know, these people, they're so selectively outraged.
Right. Correct. That's what it is. It's the selective outrage. Auntie Wada, you were on. Listen, we should make this a thing. Every year, we're going to do an anti-accountability live.
I'm laughing because I was there too.
Mark it on your calendar for next year. We're going to do the same thing again. We should all wear like matching tops. It'll be super cute.
And it's always the same group of people that want to hold everybody accountable. But the way you make sure that you're never accountable or held accountable for anything is just be a part of their group. And you will never be held accountable for any of your problematic bullshit.
Correct. Yeah.
Including Tabby, including Mackie. Are you serious? Mackie, the one who refused to stop calling Black people monkeys on this app? Are you serious? Y'all don't remember that. I'm sorry.
I don't remember that.
Him and his partner were using outdated language from AA language, and they were using the terminology fleas and flying monkeys to refer to Black creators on this app. And then when challenged about it, when asked to stop, doubled down and refused to stop.
Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm. And so these are the people that are on the panel holding everybody else accountable.
I'm not sure what I did, but they were about to yell at me for something that I didn't even know what I did.
You didn't do anything. Okay. I think we're gonna end it. I think we're gonna end it on this happy note. So listen, everyone has seen. We've heard the conversations. We've heard about the list. We've seen the people on the list. We've talked to the people on the list. Make up your own minds. Make up your own minds. If you want to block people, block people. If you want to keep following them. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not going to tell you who you should be subscribed to, who you shouldn't be subscribed to. Just look for patterns. That's like my biggest thing. Look for patterns. And correct. Like there's certain people involved in almost every single one of these, and it's the same. Like Aniwata said, it's the same groups of people. It's the same ones. There's no difference. It's just, and it happens consistently, and then it'll die down. And then a year later, they'll bring up the same bullshit. And then it'll die down. Then a year later, they'll bring up the same bullshit. It's just performative, selective outrage. The victims who are on this list, we see you, and you're valid, and you're loved, and we believe you. 100%. The people who harmed other victims in this list, we see you, we believe you. But the people and the makers of this list, get your fucking shit together. Because you're harming people by lying on their fucking name. And if you don't like the way that we advocate, then block us. But get our names out of your mouth. Get our names out of your mouth consistently. I'm sorry. Like, that's what it boils down to. Like, if you don't like how we're advocating and you have personal vendettas against us, fine. Go for it. But don't spread misinformation and lies and defamation about our character when you know, and in fact, even after we talked to people who made these lists, we talked to Nemo, we talked to Olive, they couldn't substantiate what was written about all of us. They didn't have anything. They're like, well, I didn't write that part. Convenient. Go ahead, Doug.
As these like final word stuff. All right, so yeah, I mean, listen, it was good to hear everybody out, and I meant what I said earlier, Nemo. If you're still listening, I'm still more than happy to have a conversation with you if you want. Becca, if you're here, I'm more than happy to have a conversation with you. I'm willing to work on things that maybe you have found an issue with me. I'd love to work on that as long as you guys are willing. Anybody else for that matter, please feel free to message me, and I mean that for any time, anywhere. Message me if you have issues. Okay. And moving forward, like, and this goes back to what I'm just saying. Let me know. Like, let me know if there's something I am doing. I am so receptive to criticism. I will work on it. Right. I will work on it. People told me I was on that list. It was said that I was platforming schnazis. I mean, the right is kind of full of them. Right. That's kind of who they are, guys. Not to mention I'm Jewish, so there's that. But like, listen, nobody's ever told me that I pushed the boundaries that much, right? So you can, whatever. Again, let me know in the future. But anyways, I acknowledge a lot of mistakes that I have made for sure. Again, I preemptively blocked a few people because I just disassociate. It was wrong for me to do that. I apologize. If I made any other harms, I apologize. But yeah, I mean, listen, this is not to make this about me. This has not helped my depression at all. Not in the least bit. I have not even 2 months sober, and like my mental health is not good. And this has not helped. Not trying to play victim or anything like that. Just saying it's been tough on me. I think it's been tough on a lot of people. But
yeah.
Anyways, I don't want to talk too much. I'll be done.
No, thank you, Doug. I appreciate you being here. Lotus, any final? Yeah, we'll just go down the panel. Any final words, Lotus?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a pretty forgiving person, but Nemo, I cannot forgive you at this time. You've heard me time and time again share my story about my ex almost taking my life. I'm on here to advocate, and you just threw my name on this fucking list, and you did it to people that I care about too. Just not okay. That's it.
Thank you. Paige?
Yeah, I'm still looking for like if constructive conversations, if people want to have them. So yeah, you DM me if you want to have those conversations. If you have more to say, let me know. I'm hoping something more positive comes out of this than coming into it. That's it.
Thank you, Paige. Pablo.
Don't forget that words matter. In the absence of words matter, everybody knows that this is a false accusation, so I would appreciate if people were to use the word alleged. Because y'all know me or you wouldn't have me around. And it's actually like really messed with my head a bit. Medically, I have to start a new part of my journey tomorrow, and this is not how I wanted it to end. The last day of basically non-nausea freedom for a bit. I'm not gonna. I mean, most of you know by now because word gets around. I have cancer. I mean, it is what it is, and so I'm gonna be holding myself accountable to what's in my bio, and that being the order of operations of how I spend my time. I am a father first, and then a husband. I have a job, and then I'm an activist. My family's going to come first. Um, I've had so many people DM me for the very first time, saying that like they're really upset that this is happening to me, and that they wish I had more of a voice in this conversation. That didn't happen, but that's fine. We all don't get our time, but the truth doesn't need time. So just remember this. Remember this for the next false accusation, false allegation. If I didn't say the right thing at the right time while I'm on this panel, I mean, I am having a bit of a analysis paralysis situation right now. So that's where I'm at. Feel free to message me or DM me. It may be a little bit of time before I respond, but I appreciate y'all for the DMs, messages, the kind words, but like being accused of G rooming is something that should not be taken as lightly as it did today. But I have to go. Love you all though. I'll stay till we wrap.
Be just real quick, Pablo. I don't know how to navigate this. This is just like emotional like territory for me. I don't know how to navigate these things. So if I didn't give you space, I'm sorry. If you didn't feel like you had space, feel free to take the space now. If you want to, it's up to you. I didn't know if you wanted to talk about it. So I was kind of giving you like letting someone else lead the way, because I don't know how to navigate these things. There's no manual on these situations.
Like I cut Lex off in a time where I almost lost both my own life during appendectomy and my partner's life because of them asking me for a loan, and I turned them down. And then they somebody who I considered a friend decided to use the information that they knew about me to try to harm me. And I cut them off, and I buried those feelings. Like I buried that hurt. And then so to have it be dug up when other friends of mine are advocating for me are wounds. I'm not sure how to navigate this stuff, because like this online just thumbs only life isn't applicable in the real world. And I'm out here in the real world doing the footwork for marginalized groups. So I don't know how to navigate this here on just the thumbs only world. So I'm not going to know exactly what to say or how to say it. I probably never will. But I just know that something is just like you get that gut feeling that like something very evil has tried to take you out, and that's what Lex is.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, like all my interactions with Lex has been the exact same way. Very manipulative, very unaware of the world around them. But thank you for sharing what you did. And we know you, Pablo. Mel, any final words?
Yeah, I'm all over the place too. I think I'm also experiencing a lot of like paralysis in this conversation. I've been kind of shut down a lot. I think there might even be a little bit of like PTSD, right? Experiencing this over and over and over again. But yeah, I mean, Pablo, I just want to say also, and just for everybody else that's still here, I also have had a personal attacks from Lex. I don't know what they get out of this, but that they also have a connection with somebody else who, it sounded like a very similar situation to what Pablo just explained, right? Basically, pretty good friends with someone, right? And then finally decided to cut that person off.
And now that person still just won't leave me alone. And they also are connected to Lex. So I'm sure it has something to do with that. I don't know how to navigate trying to get people to see, to balance between believing victims and then also looking for patterns and watching people's behaviors on these types of platforms, and like who we are as creators, because it's very difficult. I think sometimes maybe believing someone when they've been directly harmed and they speak specifically about their stories, but if they're sharing a story that maybe they heard from someone else or like a he said, she said type of situation, kind of look into that a little bit more. Like I said, please just try to analyze the people that you're around you and pay attention and look to these types of lives and who are consistently in trying to defame other people's character. I think a lot of us, like Brandon spoke, especially those of us that are on this side of the political spectrum, we are advocating for the same things against fascism. And I don't think we should be ignoring, what we're all marginalized communities are currently experiencing in the United States. We need to be paying attention for that, and we need to be advocating together for a better future. Some of this type of shit is just very, I don't know if it's like Brandon said, if it's just jealousy or whatever these things are rooted for, but it's not beneficial and it's not helping our day-to-day lives. So I know I'm just rambling, so I'm done, but thanks you. Thanks.
Thanks, Mel. Reggie, did you have any final thoughts?
I think just that I need to continue learning, and my spaces are always open to be held accountable. And my internet is shit, and my phone is dying. I'm sorry. Yeah, but I need to keep learning. That's all. And yeah, my DMs are always open for accountability.
Auntie Wada, any final thoughts?
Just super
Okay,
quick.
sorry.
The person from the user account who just DM'd me my child's name, thanks for proving my point. You win. I'm done.
Oh God.
DM'd me my child's name.
Brandon, I'm sorry. I got a message, I guess, from somebody saying Tashika's going to send all of her followers to your videos and hate comments, all of your stuff.
Yeah, that tracks.
Just FYI.
Wait. Why would she do that to Brandon when
I just got a message. I'm just relaying it. That's it.
That was me that said that it was just a simple observation. I felt that it was harsh. This is where I'm not understanding the cycle of harm here.
That's who she is as a person.
Yeah.
Even the coming up here and trying to dismiss her ableism, by claiming to have the same disability. When she's been called transphobic, she was all of a sudden non-binary. It's the same kind of stuff from her constantly.
Yeah.
And I just hope that the folks who have set themselves up as the accountability police on Debate Talk will start with holding themselves accountable. Because that group over there and Tashika are not the right people to be holding anybody accountable based on their own behaviors on this app.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you, Ani Wada, for being here. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Hopefully, we can get to some sort of we can get somewhere. But I want to just say, like, the final thing I want to say is, this live is labeled the finale, and it's not because I'm done learning or listening or growing. I'm just done engaging with the culture that is disguised as justice, but it's just harmful. And I'm going to continue being accountable and continue doing the work and continue. I'm a cis white man. I have privilege. I recognize my privilege. I know that I need to continue to recognize my privilege. I'm just not going to participate in the the TikTok games that some little creators do. I'm not doing that anymore. Just distracts from what I'm trying to do, and what I'm about. But yeah. Love you all. Thank you for watching. This was. I need to go sleep for a week, and then then I'll be good. But yeah, I appreciate everyone being here, and thank you for everyone's voices. Even people who disagree with us, thank you for your input, and I appreciate everyone. But have an amazing night, everyone. Have an amazing night. Love you all.
Good night.